The last Sharks game at home until February 11th. That's what faces the Sharks tonight at San Jose Arena. Welcome to Sports Channel's live coverage of San Jose Sharks hockey. And a major test tonight as the Sharks take on the Atlantic Division leading New York Rangers. The unofficial second half of the hockey season starts tonight. If the playoffs were to start tonight, these would be the top 8 teams from the Western Conference that would make it. Toronto with the best record in the league, tied with the Rangers with 63 points, followed by Detroit. Then down at the bottom, Los Angeles with the 8th and last available playoff spot in the conference with 41 points. But these are the teams on the edge, and the Sharks are among them with 40 points, tied with the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. So the Sharks head to the second half in playoff contention. The last time the Sharks played was a week ago yesterday here at San Jose Arena against the first place Calgary Flames. First period action, and the Sharks score first. Pat Falloon feeds Todd Ellick in front. He redirects it into the Calgary net, and the Sharks had a 1-0 lead. And they would build on that lead in the first period on the power play as that area of the Sharks game continues to improve. Bob Harry carries the puck up the ice, feeds to Todd Ellick. He'll find Jeff Odgers in front, and the Sharks had a 2-0 lead on Odgers' 7th of the season. Calgary came back with a goal. Then Joe Nieuwendyk, who scored both for Calgary, would tie things up in the third period as he beats Arturs Irbe, and it was 2-2 in the third. But then the Sharks got the game winner. And again, it would be Todd Ellick who figured on all 3 of the Sharks' goals. Gaetan Duchesne dumping it up to Pat Falloon. He'll shoot. Andrei Trofilov kicks the rebound out to Ellick. He patiently waits, tucks it into the net, and the Sharks beat the first place Calgary Flames by a final of 3-2. And welcome back to San Jose Arena. I'm Randy Hahn along with Pete Stemkowski as the Sharks head to the second half now and start thinking about trying to make the playoffs. Pete, that was a very impressive win against Calgary, maybe one of the biggest wins of the season for the Sharks. Now, though, they have to carry over the momentum to one of the toughest teams in hockey, the New York Rangers.
Yeah, and Coach Kevin Constantine hoping that week off didn't take some luster off this particular team. They finished with a flurry. They beat a good team in the Calgary Flames. They got a team that's tied for #1 overall here, the New York Rangers, who are playing very well. So it's a good test for the Sharks here tonight.
All right, we've been off, but our crack production staff has had a whole week to put together a bunch of great intermission features for you. Steve Paulson's back to tell us.
Coming up in our first intermission, we will talk to the 2 San Jose Sharks who represented the team at last week's National Hockey League All-Star Game, Sandis Ozolinsh and Arturs Irbe. Scores and highlights as well. Then in the second intermission, we'll shift gears ever so slightly and talk to Barry McKay about the San Jose Open Tennis Tournament coming to San Jose Arena. More scores and highlights, and also Casey Shaughnessy will join us. Casey, what do you have tonight?
Steve, tonight we'll be bringing you insight from the players and coaches, some of the faces in the crowd around the arena, and Oakland A's pitcher Ron Darling. Randy?
All right, Pete, the Sharks get Jeff Norton back, and that's good news.
Well, absolutely. You know, you need somebody who can bring that puck out. He got a couple of goals against the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. He's got experience. He knows how to play this game. So Jeff Norton will be a big addition to the Sharks in the lineup tonight.
Norton also had 2 assists in that 3-3 tie for the Sharks against the Rangers earlier this season at Madison Square Garden as the Sharks hook up with the New York Rangers for the second and final time this regular season. And Sharks hockey tonight here on Sports Channel is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Discover card, it pays to discover. By Gillette Sensor and the new Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get. And by Wells Fargo Bank, coming through for local sports. A sellout crowd expected tonight as the Sharks play one more before heading out on the long road trip. It's the Sharks and the Rangers next. Chris Bogart with the national anthem. Welcome live to San Jose Arena as the Sharks have one more at home before a long road trip. Tonight it's the New York Rangers in town. And this man is one of the reasons they are tied for first overall in the National Hockey League. Mike Richter starts in goal. He'll make his 37th appearance. He's won 22 games already and has 2 shutouts with one of the best goals against averages in all of hockey. At the other end, Arturs Irbe. He's worked a lot too. Appearance number 40 tonight for him. He's closing in on the 500 mark, 13-16 with 10 ties. He has a 90% save average, coming off a great all-star performance. Kerry Fraser's the referee, Andy McKelman and Pierre Rasico, the linesman, Mike Shanley, the video goal judge, as we're set to face off with the Sharks in their home whites against the Broadway Blues of the New York Rangers in their only appearance at San Jose Arena this season. This was a tough ticket tonight, and right off the bat, a tough check by Bob Airey behind the Ranger net, frees the puck. Now it's Vladimir Krupa. He's checked in the corner by Brian Leach. Then a big collision as Mark Messier rammed into the boards, and a Shark got between him and the wall. And Kerry Fraser blows the play dead.
And it's the line that Kevin Constantine likes to start. Baker, Odgers, and Airey. He knows that these guys like to play the body. Good hit by Bob Airey to start the game. I think Mark Messier I think Messier is going to get a penalty on this particular play. Could be checking from behind.
Got an injured Shark player still looking to pick up the uniform number. Just looking at the line that's out there.
Well, Airey's up and Odgers is up. So I think it's probably Baker. He's the third guy on that line. But he took I was almost checking from behind, Randy, as they started off hitting. Airey threw a good check, and Messier got Baker. Could be something from behind. Messier is still in the penalty box, so he's obviously not getting thrown out of the game. Here you're going to see the hit right there. Is that checking from behind? Yes or no? Sure looks like it on that particular play.
It is Jamie Baker, the injured Shark player, and he's being helped to his skates now. There's another look at it from the higher angle and closer, and seemed like Messier got a bit of the shoulder, which probably is the reason he's not gone for the game.
Well, Fraser's going over to the penalty box right now to explain exactly what this thing is all about. Messier's looking over at him, and I think all he's going to get is 2 minutes, and I think the Rangers are very fortunate on that particular play that their captain, Marky Messier, did not get tossed out of the game.
Cross-checking the call against the Rangers captain at the 19-second mark. So the Sharks will go on the power play, and it has been improving. It is now 22nd overall, and believe me, that's a major improvement. The Rangers' penalty killing is outstanding, as are all their special teams. It's the best in the National Hockey League. Here's on the shelf for tonight, Sean Cronin, who you saw in our pregame show, out with the knee. Vladimir Krupa listed as a scratch, but he's out there. Jason Moore and Mike Lawler are scratched tonight. Won't see them in the lineup for the Sharks against the Rangers. There must be one other scratch, so we'll wait to see just who it is. I'm thinking it might be Dale Craigwell.
I'm just looking down the bench. I don't see him on the lineup, so I think he's not in the lineup.
Now the Sharks power play. Here's Todd Elliott. 3 points on 3 goals against Calgary. He'll take it to the corner. Knocked back by Adam Graves to the blue line. Drive to the net by Elliott. Richter comes up with the save. You could hear it come off his stick. Now Elliott tries to feed it to the corner. Airey gloves it down back to Todd Elliott. Airey backing into the corner. Elliott taking his time. A lot of confidence on this unit now as Airey shovels it toward the net, and Richter comes up with the save. Quickly fed back to Todd Elliott. He'll wind up. That's blocked by Leach, and it goes to the corner. Rangers unable to clear it so far. Now the puck dumped in front. Taken there by Tony Amati. Amati trying to play it around the boards and does. Rob Goodrow holds it in on the far side. Dumped into the back of the net. Odgers gets it to Elliott. Into the slot. Goodrow, and it's saved by Richter. Another penalty coming up as Kerry Fraser has the arm up. Puck touched on the far side, and the Sharks are going to get a 2-man advantage with the Rangers sending a second player to the penalty box.
I think it's Jeff Bokaboom got a cross check as Jeff Odgers doing exactly what he does most on the power play, getting in front of the net and really taking a lot of attention away from that defense. He looks like he's going to get an extra 2 for protesting that call. Original call, Bokaboom cross-checking, has a few words with Kerry Fraser, and he's also going to get the 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. So Sharks here early in the first period going to have a 2-man advantage.
So there you see Messier now joined by Jeff Bokaboom, 2 former Edmonton Oilers, and Mike Keenan's penalty killing unit, which, as we pointed out, is the best in hockey, is really going to get a test here against, right on that shift, what is obviously a better power play unit for the Sharks. That was really clicking, Pete.
Well, you know, and Odgers doing exactly right. He's taking Bokaboom out of the play and positioning himself, and Bokaboom not concentrating on the puck, took Odgers out from behind, gets the 2 minutes and the 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct.
Now the other power play unit comes on. Here's Larianov, upended as he feeds Pat Falloon. Back to Ray Whitney. Now Sandis Ozolinsh, he'll backpedal to the blue line. Ozolinsh dumps off to Larianov. Over to the face-off circle for Whitney. That was tipped, but the Sharks hold it in. Now Larianov battling to get to the puck, does. Feeds it to the corner, gets it back. Now Ozolinsh, tap pass back to Whitney. Back to Ozolinsh. He'll fake the shot, running out of room. Over to Larionov. He draws away. Back to Ozolinsh. Back to Larionov. In front. They score! Ozolinsh!
Goal number 11 for Sandis Ozolinsh. They got 2 extra men on the ice. Look at Larionov passing it around. There's Ozolinsh. He's right in the slot area. See, the 2 Ranger defensemen are in deep. There's only 1 guy up high for the Rangers, so there's all kinds of people loose. Look at Ozolinsh right there. Back to Larionov. Then he goes for the hole. Look how he goes. Just about the way he did it Sunday in the All-Star game at Madison Square Garden. Ozolinsh the goal, 1-0 Sharks.
Sandis Ozolinsh, who had 2 goals and an assist in the All-Star game, puts the Sharks in the lead. Now they have a 3-minute, 7-second power play remaining. Now they're going to change it and give the goal to Larionov. There's a shot from the blue line by Goodrow, blocked. Messier trying to work it up the boards, and the Rangers on this entire power play have yet to clear the zone. Now Leach will as he banks it off the glass. Well, they change the play and give it to Larionov from Whitney. Sure looked like Ozolinsh scored it from our vantage point, but obviously it was tipped in front, at least according to Kerry Fraser. Now Larionov comes to center ice. He'll peel away as it was checked by Kovalev. Now Garpenlov spreads wide to the left, looked for Makarov, and now it comes back to center ice for the Rangers. They do give the goal back to Ozolinsh. So it's what we thought it was, Ozolinsh on the power play. Rangers trail 1-0, and right now they're killing another 2-minute, 10-second power play with Jeff Bukaboom in for the double minor. Mike Rathje with a nice check to hold up Kovalev at center ice, make that Nemchinov, and now Makarov in his own zone as the Sharks try to get the power play reorganized.
The Rangers haven't had a chance to get a regular line out there, and coming down to 4 minutes in this hockey game, they still got a minute 48 to kill.
Here's Garpenlov, left side, saved by Richter. Garpenlov checking low off the puck in the corner, but the Rangers will clear it. They have to be aware of the Rangers when they're killing penalties. They lead the NHL with 14 shorthanded goals. Just when you think you've scored a power play goal, they come back and bite you sometimes. Here they come. Tikkanen across the line. Nemchina or Amati reaching back for it, couldn't find it. Now Odgers to center. Airy touch pass to Ellick. Todd Ellick moving in on goal. Backhand through the slot. It comes back out. Goodrow shot and Richter picked it out of the air. Mike Richter with a big time save off Rob Goodrow.
Well, I have no idea how he even stopped that one. It looked like he was going one way. Puck was labeled for the far corner, but he slid across and comes up with the save as Rob Goodrow come cruising in. Loves to get that puck on his stick, let it go all in one motion. And there you see Jeff Odgers causing some havoc in front of the net. Here comes Ellick with the puck. He's going to slide it back across. Now you're going to see Goodrow come into your picture right there. I think he got it the last moment. Wasn't expecting it. Let it go. Hit something in front of the net. And fortunately for the Rangers, Richter was able to get on top of it. Here's Richter right there. Left of the net. Now you're going to see the shot. Here comes the shot from Goodrow. Look at Richter. He's on the right of your screen. Here comes the shot on the left. See, it hits the defenseman and fortunately falls right underneath Mike Richter.
Mike Richter, the MVP Saturday at Madison Square Garden in front of his home crowd at the All-Star game. Look at that record. Over the last 17 games, he's only lost twice.
He was 17-0-3, and he broke the Ranger record of 19 consecutive games without a loss that was set back in 39-40 by a gentleman named Dave Kerr.
Very good, Pete. I don't remember Dave.
Did some homework on this quick.
Sharks still on the power play. Another minute 2 here in the first period. They lead the Rangers 1-0 as Airy feeds Todd Ellick. He can't control it off the blade and into the bench.
So far,
there's Todd Ellick, who's really come on the power play unit of late and continues to fuel the Sharks' offensive attack since his journey from Edmonton. And he figures in the Sharks leaders. Sergei Makarov, the overall points leader. Falloon leading in goals now with 14. Ellick tied with the assist lead and leading with 19 power play points. The Rangers defenseman Brian Leach leads them in points. Graves with 29 goals. And it's Zubov with 35 assists. They have 4 players with 40 or more points in their lineup. The Sharks are still looking for their first 40-point performance as we are now in the second half of the season. Here's Larian off to Makarov. Makarov into the slot, the shot wide. Garpenlov after the rebound. 35 seconds to go in the Sharks power play as Makarov controls on the near board. Mike Rathje. Now it comes back to Ozolinsh. Rathje will let the shot go. He hits Garpenlov, whose shot is right on Richter, who kicks it back out. Now Rathje again shovels this one a good bit high over the net and onto the glass. Now the Sharks dump it out in front. Makarov centered it right into the slot. Nobody home. And this will go all the way back into Sharks territory. And the power play just about up with 4 seconds left. And now it is over. Power play expired. But the Sharks do get 1 on 3 power play opportunities and lead 1-0. Gaetan Duchesne takes the hit, gives the puck up to Peterson. Sharks go offside with 14:18 left in the first period. 1-0. Sharks lead the Rangers. Back at San Jose Arena, a reminder that tonight's telecast is presented by authority of the San Jose Sharks. It's intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the San Jose Sharks is strictly prohibited.
8-0 shots on goal. Obviously in the favor of the Sharks because of the power play they've had for just about 5.5 minutes of this opening period. The Rangers, a lot of their main people have been on the bench because of that penalty killing situation for them.
Face-off in the neutral zone as Tom Peterson fires into the New York zone. Both these teams riding 3-game winning streaks. A 4th straight win for the Sharks would be a team first, but it's going to be tough to come by tonight against the Rangers, as this will come back down into the New York zone. Well, we saw him in the penalty box earlier. Just came off his 12th All-Star game. Mark Messier, number 11, the captain and undisputed leader of the Rangers. Also 5 Stanley Cup rings. Just a
one for each finger.
Minor add-on there. Also the overall NHL's MVP a couple of seasons ago. And you know, Pete, you look at this Ranger team and the way they're clicking on all cylinders, hard to find a weakness, and they may have what it takes this year to go deep into the playoffs.
Well, in this particular game, Mike Gardner's not in the lineup. He's a 21 goal scorer this year. He's got a elbow injury, so Gardner is out. He'll be back, however, in a couple of weeks.
Rangers have a lot of things going right for them, as Brian Leetch is one of those. He pivots away nicely from Whitney, then takes a check from Airy. Now the puck into open ice as Steve Larmer feeds Messier on the right side, breaks in, shoots, score!
How pretty was that?
Wow.
Got speed. You know, always maintain, stay wide, use the whole rink. He stays wide, gets the puck, and Mark Messier has such great speed. Watch this great pass from Steve Larmer. Look how he's got the speed. He knows it. Ozolinsh can't reach him. Zettler can't get there in time. And look at that by Mark Messier. Comes around. He makes Artur Zerbe, commits himself. Artur falls down here, and there's Zerbe just sweeping. Watch Zerbe go down right there. He's fair game. Messier up and over the Shark goalkeeper, and a pretty goal by the captain of the Rangers, Mark Messier.
So 32-year-old Mark Messier hasn't lost a step or a stride as he darts into the Shark zone, beats Zerbe, and we're tied 1-1. Messier's 14th from Steve Larmer at 6:25, and just like that, the Sharks lead is gone. Rathje with a hit along the near boards on Nick Kypreos. Man's got a charge out of that. Now Makarov and Larionov across the line. Makarov lost it. Back to Ozolinsh. Richter turns that aside. Low double check behind the net by Garpenlov and Makarov. Now Kevin Lowe gets it back and feeds it up the opposite wing. Dumped up to neutral ice, and Ozolinsh will take it back for San Jose. Here's Lowe, another one of that large contingent of former Edmonton Oilers that were part of that juggernaut. A near mistake by Rathje behind Irbe, but he gets away with it. Up to Duchesne, who just dumps it in as the Sharks look for a line change. Back come the Rangers. Here's Mike Hudson crossing the line, feeds it through the middle for Esa Tikkanen. That's broken up in Pat Falloon. Feeds Gaetan Duchesne. Across the line, his slapper, gloved by Richter. He'll hold it right there. 1-1 here on Sports Channel. We'll be right back. There's a break in the action. Ought to be a great time to break for the great taste of Bud Light. It's a big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up and never lets you down. So make it a Bud Light.
Now the Rangers score on their first shot on goal by Mark Messier, and most of the play over down on the right side of the building with those power plays going to the Rangers. I'm sure Mike Keenan will tell his players that they're going to have to start playing a little bit more discipline. It's unsportsmanlike conduct, not what they want.
Well, look at the kind of year the Rangers are having. First in wins, tied in points, home wins, conference standing. They're first in the East, winning percentage. It just goes on and on and on. Divisional wins, fewest goals allowed, best penalty killers. They have the third best power play and the third most road wins.
You know something, Randy? Come April, when the season's over, those things don't mean a thing. Come playoff time.
And the Rangers know that very well. 2 years ago, they had one of the best regular seasons ever and failed to go to the Stanley Cup when many thought they would. Doug Smolek back defensively for the Sharks now as they're bottled up in their own zone. Whistle blown. And there's a call by the linesman which would indicate an offside, delayed offside against the New York Rangers. Well, juxtapose these numbers to the Rangers. The Sharks have also improved. Look at the gradual improvement over the 3 years, and the major shift this year, 3.15 goals allowed, and the shots down right around to where Kevin Constantine likes them, but the goals allowed really remarkable over the almost 5 per game allowed last year. You'd have hoped they could cut a goal and a half a game off, but they've done much more than that.
They have, and they, like you mentioned, specialty teams want improvement, also goal scoring. Right now the team is lowest in the league in goals. That's another department that Kevin Constantine wants his team to improve on.
Sharks feed it into the Ranger zone. Adam Graves roughing up Bob Airy along the near side boards. They get up as play goes on. Now Jeff Odgers has something to say as Messier ties him up. Odgers challenging Graves just a little bit.
Well, that was the guys who started the whole thing. And, you got to watch Odgers jumping into something like that, and he may be going to the penalty box. It was Graves and Airy kind of towing each other and exchanging a few words, and then Odgers jumped in, and I don't know how much of a skate to the penalty box. Here's where Graves hits Airy, knocks him down. He starts giving him the glove in the head there. Look at the linesman trying to push him off. Krupa's standing there, and there's Messier taking a peek. Now they're going to resume. Here comes Odgers joining the fracas, and well, Graves is in the penalty box. Airy's in the penalty box, and I don't see Odgers heading in there. Yeah, he is in there too. So Odgers coming to the defense of his teammate gets sent off for 2 minutes.
Well, there they are, Airy and Odgers for the Sharks sitting down, and Kerry Fraser sending one Ranger to the box. Adam Graves, who despite the fact being a great goal scorer, he plays physically. He's got almost 80 penalty minutes so far this season.
They all get 2 minutes for roughing, and
so the Rangers will get a power play out of this. It is third best in hockey. 52 power play goals. Sharks penalty killing has improved of late, but still down near the bottom at 24th overall. However, over the last 9 games, the Sharks penalty killing is right around 80%, which is pretty decent. So let's see if that trend can continue here. But boy, it's tested when you see the lineup that Kevin Constantine Sharks will have to face here on this power play. That had to be just one of the things he talked about, trying to stay out of penalty trouble against this team. Over the 3 seasons, the Sharks have yet to win against the Rangers. They did get the tie and their first point earlier this season. Look at the goal differential, almost 2-1. They've been outshot, and on the power play, interestingly, rather even. Sharks have a power play goal in the game. Sandis Ozolinsh back at the 2:07 mark. Now the Rangers go to the power play for the first time. This man runs it. Leach feeding Messier in alone. He scores.
Well, a couple of guys we talked about in the pregame show. Number 2, Brian Leach, and of course the captain, Mark Messier. Even like Leach is carrying the puck, everybody went for him, forgot about everybody else on the ice. You just don't leave that guy alone and give him any kind of skating room. He's got that kind of speed. Look, 1, 2, 3. There comes another Shark going after Leach. He just gives a little shuffle pass over to Mark Messier coming in. Herbe cheating on that short side a little bit upstairs for Mark Messier, and the Rangers on 2 goals by Mark Messier lead it 2-1. Look at that great play by Brian Leach. Tom Peterson trying to get over to Messier, but boy, how easy he made that look. The power play goal for the Rangers.
Leach will get 1 assist, Zubov the other, as Messier nets his 15th of the year, 2nd of the game. They've been 2 beauties from wide right to the front of the net, that time tucking it up high past Artur Zerbe. And the Rangers have taken the lead after falling behind early.
Both Ranger goals, Randy, caught with the defense of the Sharks too close together, leaving the outside wide open. You give a guy like Messier the outside and give him some room with his speed, he's going to beat you every time.
Bob Airey did come out of the penalty box. Odgers and Graves remain in there. Their penalties offsetting. Sharks trying to get that goal back now as Sandis Ozolinsh cuts in down the right side. Leach rides him hard into the boards. Picked up and fed ahead for Messier. He'll stick handle in his own zone, drop a nice pass for Leach. Here's Brian Leach taking the blue line all by himself. Goes wide around Ozolinsh, dumps it through the middle. Ozolinsh blocks it. Off the rebound, Tony Amati with a blast. Now Ozolinsh trying to get it away, but Messier has it behind the net. Larionov picks it off his pocket. Tries to clear the zone, can't. Here's Messier again. Just a blind centering pass, now dumps it into the crease. And finally the Sharks clear the zone, but not before some tense moments around Herbe. New York gaining momentum, it seems, with every shift now as they've taken control here over the last 5 minutes. Now Larionov comes back to center. He'll dump it into the Ranger zone with Gaetan Duchesne chasing. 2-1 New York leads. Messier's power play goal took just 18 seconds into the man advantage. Kyprios driving it in as Herbe comes out of the net. Ellick can't control it on the far boards. Now a big check missed by Kyprios. Crowd gets a charge out of that. Here's a 2-on-1. Ellick with Duchesne. Ellick waiting. Ellick passing. And Duchesne couldn't knock it out of the air. Ellick had to lift the pass to get it over the stick of the defenseman.
Had a chance to shoot it. Richter kind of cheated, left that short side open, but looked like Ellick was determined to pass that puck all the way.
A wide open game so far, and that no doubt is something that Constantine also would have liked to have avoided, but so far they've been going end to end.
Last 4 minutes or so, it seems like the Rangers have got their legs, they're moving much better, and the Sharks have slowed down a little bit.
Here comes New York again. Shot turned aside by Herbe as Mike Hudson unloaded from the left side. Here's Jamie Baker now coming to center ice. Baker still with it. Centers it, comes to Goodrow. He turns it around for a shot, but it goes way wide through the slot. Now Norton trying to win it on the far boards. Airey there to help out. Hudson with it. He'll feed it to Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen waiting for help and now just dumps in as the Rangers change up. 8:05 to go first period. 2-1 New York. Lasty Krupa with a little trouble in his own zone. Now gets it up to Jeff Norton. Norton leaves it on the blue line for Garpenlov. Sharks will have to get out of the zone on the late offside call. Now the Rangers come back as it's slapped in by Sergei Zubov. Messier with it. He'll dump it for Larmer. Larmer passed it back toward Messier. Intercepted there by Norton. He just jumps up at the puck, runs into Larmer, and play is stopped with 7:38 to go in the first period. We'll be back.
Squaw Valley USA is #1 in the West for its winter games, and Ford Ranger is the #1 way to get there. Ford Ranger is America's best-selling compact pickup. And right now, you can get a red carpet lease on Ranger, just $192 a month for 24 months. Ranger wins on style, on toughness.
Back at San Jose Arena, the New York Rangers leading the San Jose Sharks 2-1. Let's go to Casey Shaughnessy.
Well, Randy, head coach of the Warriors, Don Nelson, is here for his first hockey game. You've got Detroit coming to town tomorrow night. How do you see that matchup?
We're going to play real well against them. We've had 2 poor outings, and I think we're really ready to go.
I think so. And how are you enjoying this first hockey game?
I love hockey. I used to go to a lot of Bruins games when I was in Boston. This is my first game. I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's great. Have a good time, and I hope you enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Okay, back to you guys.
Well, there's Nelly.
Out to see the Sharks. And we have penalties while we're away Kerry Fraser assessing unsportsmanlike minors to Messier and Norton, who are mixing it up a little bit after the whistle. This will be an offsetting situation, so no power play results.
A couple of guys who know each other from the old Patrick division. Jeff Norton, of course, with the Islanders, and Messier with the Rangers. They bumped into each other a few times. Sticks went up near the players' bench, near the Sharks' bench, and Kerry Fraser looks like he's got a short fuse tonight. Anything like that, he's going to put these guys in the penalty box immediately, and that's what happened to those two guys.
Face-off just outside the Shark zone. Jamie Baker against Adam Graves, and the Sharks win the draw back to Tom Peterson. Gaetan Duchesne, who missed an opportunity on the receiving end of a Todd Ellick pass a couple of minutes ago. Now he rides Brian Leetch into the glass, trying to take the puck away from the all-star defenseman. Leetch stays with it, keeps it going for New York. Now he lost an edge, and Duchesne will just pick up a freebie. Here comes Baker, trying to go wide on Graves. Baker with one hand on the stick, centers it, but right to Larmer. Now here's Graves with great speed as he breaks across the blue line. Peterson had him cut off, however. Larionov couldn't get the puck. Now a shot from the slot by Zubov. That sails high and wide. Makarov across to Peterson. The Sharks attempt to organize in their own end. Here's Doug Smolek. Nice job to get it to center. Larionov will play it to Krupa as he came onto the ice, and the Sharks just got away with, or did they? No, they got caught. No. Too many men on the ice.
That's too many
and
men.
A power play coming up for New York as Vlasti Krupa.
Well, you know what happened on that one, Randy? The guy who was coming off the bench, the puck was shot right to him. He touches it. The guy he's replacing is still on the ice, so that was pretty obvious. And that was one that the linesman called, and tough penalty for the Sharks. And they're going to be a man short here, getting caught for too many men on the ice, and that's something that just drives coaches absolutely crazy. Now we're going to figure out who's going to go in there and serve this penalty.
Penalty comes at 13:20 here in the first period as the Sharks send Jeff Odgers over.
It has to be somebody who is on the ice. You can't point at some guy who hasn't played all game and put him in there. Rule is that somebody who was on the ice during the stoppage of a play of the too many men on the ice, one of those guys designated by the coach is the one who serves the penalty.
Well, we know of at least 5 or 6 who were on the ice because there were too many. So now the Rangers with a 4-on-3 situation, and the Sharks penalty killers get a workout against this high fuel Ranger power play. Right now it's Zubov, Amati, Tikkanen, and Leetch out there. Leetch is the power play point leader, and he's got a great shot. Great check behind the net by Zettler as he took out Amati, and now Peterson will get it outside the zone. Sandis Ozolinsh forces 2 Rangers back defensively. That's what a rushing defenseman like Ozolinsh can do for you when he's killing penalties. Draw the other team's power play unit back toward its own goal. Here's Tikkanen, almost broke free of Smolek. Now feeds back over to Leetch. Leetch back to Amati in the high slot. Now Zubov, second-year draft pick out of Russia, tees it up. Blocked in front by Smolek. Zettler trying to clear it, can't. Zubov to Leetch. To Zubov, fakes the pass, now drops it to Tikkanen. Zubov tees it up, that shot high and wide, and it was touched by a high stick from Tony Amati, so as Brian Leetch touches it, that'll create the whistle and also bring the puck outside the Shark zone.
Well, we'll bring it all the way down into the New York Rangers zone as Brian Leetch, who missed most of last season. Rangers only got 79 points, no playoffs. Leading scorer for the New York Rangers.
And coming off another all-star performance, his 4th, 25-year-old defenseman out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Been plagued with injuries over his career, yet has maintained an outstanding career, as you saw. The only defenseman in the NHL leading his team in scoring right now.
Calder Trophy, Rookie of the Year, and won the James Norris as the best defenseman in the National Hockey League. Going to see Rob Zettler throwing his weight around here. Look how he rides the Ranger player right into the boards, gets those arms down. Good check against Tony Amante there by Shark defenseman Rob Zettler.
Zettler tying down after that check. S.J. Sharkey on hand in front of the sellout crowd at San Jose Arena. Only stop for the Rangers this year, and the fans here anticipating this one for a while. Mark Messier with both New York goals takes the zone, off a skate to Leach, backhand, saved by Irbe. Rebound goes behind the net. Leach and Larmer both there with the Rangers still on the power play for another 37 seconds. Here's Leach, gets lots of room in the corner. We got to respect that guy. Dumped in front for Graves, took a shot at it, but couldn't get to it, and Duchesne will dump it back into the New York zone.
Graves in front of the net. Good size, 200 pounds. He gets his body and his stick on the ice. Messier looking for him, but the Sharks are able to break up the play.
Zettler tying up Messier nicely, but the Sharks can't get it out. Messier sets up Zubov. He fakes it back to Messier, and in front for Graves, couldn't control it. Leach passes it too high for Messier. Now Zubov from the point as Odgers comes on, and the penalty's over. And Rathje sees him. The pass almost there for Odgers. It just deflected wide to the right of him. Bob Airy chases into the New York zone anyway. Zubov trying to dump it out. Gave it away to Norton at the blue line. But he runs into Rangers number 27, Kovalev. And the Sharks get it back now from Adam Graves. 2-1 New York. Down to 4:15 to go here in the first period. Jeff Bukaboom back defensively for New York, ahead to Graves. He just feathers a backhand into the Shark zone. Irbe with a routine stop. Rangers always send that forechecker in deep, it seems. Kovalev that time just racing down on the puck. Now here's Duchesne with his dump in from center. Richter sets it to the side. Now here's Nemchinov. Nemchinov with Kyprios behind him. Nemchinov still with it. Tied up by Ellick. Now gets some help. Shot from the side by Kyprios. That hit Irbe and went wide. Jay Wells holding it in as Falloon jousts with him. And Peterson throws a check at Nemchinov, who gets the puck back to Bukaboom. His wrist shot deflects into the seats, and that'll bring a whistle with 3:24 left here in the first period. Rangers lead the Sharks 2-1 on Sports Channel. In front here in the first period on Sports Channel. Sharks, as we mentioned, getting set to go on the road, but when they come back, some great games coming up. Back-to-backs against the Chicago Blackhawks on February 11th, and then the Sunday the 13th. And then Eric Lindros, who is on fire these days, comes in with the Philadelphia Flyers Tuesday, February 15th, and then the Quebec Nordiques on Thursday the 17th. Quebec made the big shakeup with the trade of Steve Duchesne the other day, and they won tonight, so they'll be looking to capitalize on their newfound success when they're here at San Jose.
Well, the Sharks just going to have to get their motors going a little bit here. They've slowed down a little bit. You allow the Rangers to skate and you don't skate with them, you're going to be in big trouble. They just, I don't know, they haven't got their legs. Take them a period or so to get going after that week break, but you can't really use that as an excuse because the other team hasn't played in a week either.
Number 6, the Wizard of Oz, or in this case, Oz, is in Sandis Ozolinsh, who I thought had Mike Richter not stoned the Western Conference in the second period of the All-Star game. Ozolinsh could have had a shot at the MVP.
Well, I had him penciled in. Absolutely. Well, mind you, I'm a part of the Sharks.
Here's Sergei Zubov. Double teamed up near the blue line. It's going to be held in along the boards for a face-off as Todd Ellick throws the puck. In fact, Zubov, who we mentioned earlier, a draft pick of the New York Rangers, has blossomed into one of the great playmaking defensemen in the National Hockey League. He leads the Rangers in assists right now, and he is 6th overall among NHL defensemen in scoring. Only 23 years old, out of Moscow, and this guy's great.
Well, he is good, and the reason his improvement necessitated the move of James Patrick. That's why Patrick's not here anymore, because of the play of Zubov.
Zubov played with Pavel Bure and Sergei Fedorov over in Russia with the Central Red Army team. Here's Esa Tikkanen, dumps it in. Zettler up for Baker. Held in by the Rangers at the blue line. It was Zubov, but then Baker gets it back. Now the Sharks on a rush. Baker with Arian Goodrow. Baker checked on the far side by Zubov, who takes care of that defensive work. Here's a chance for Krupa. Shot saved by Richter as Krupa drew back for it after he'd overskated it. Now Zettler trying to hold it in on the far boards. Tikkanen will come in, and he'll dump it to center ice where Krupa knocks it down. And now we get a penalty as Kerry Fraser looking over toward Esa Tikkanen and Bob Airy, who were mixing it up a little bit behind the play, and we may get matching liners here again in what's, in an uncharacteristic style for the Sharks at least, turned out to be a rather penalty-filled first period.
Well, Airy and Tikkanen went at it. They're still jawing at each other over there as they both enter the penalty box, and both of those guys are the same kind of players. They're agitators. Airy will get in your face. Tikkanen's like that too. He's talking to people. I think Krupa, you're going to see his scoring opportunity. I think he just takes a little bit too much time. Here he gets the puck. Now there, right there, well, he missed it, but if he gets that puck, as soon as it hits his skate on the stick, he's got to shoot the puck, but a little young, maybe a little bit too anxious, and the puck just slid off his stick. Airy and Tikkanen both get a couple of minutes for roughing.
So they're offsetting minor penalties. 4 skaters aside for the next couple of minutes here. 2:14 left in the first period, and it's been an entertaining one with a sellout crowd. Messier with 2 electrifying goals for the Rangers, and Sandis Ozolinsh, hot off his all-star performance, gets a power play goal for the Sharks. 2 minutes left in period 1 as the Rangers almost lose it on Sergei Makarov's forechecking. Jeff Bukaboom on the far side. Ahead for Messier. No-look pass for Adam Graves as he streaks through center ice. Sharks had 3 men back. Ozolinsh, and he'll tap it ahead for Makarov. Drop pass. Ozolinsh had no idea it was coming, nor Larionov. Norton pays the price as Adam Graves checks him. Now the Rangers off the turnover get it to Bukaboom and set up. Bukaboom behind the net for Messier. Here's Messier out in front. Saved by Herbe. He drops the rebound but covers up.
Well, there's some miscommunication back there between the defense. Mark Messier almost had the hat trick here in the first period, and I think he was so surprised to get that puck handed to him. Just a perfect pass by the Shark players. Messier gets the puck, and look, there's Norton closing in on him. I think the puck may have just rolled on Mark Messier at the last minute, and Artur Zerbe had to come up with a big save. We're going to see it from a different angle here. Here's Larionov with the puck. Now watch this. He just flips the thing, and there's Messier. That's Messier's stick right there. He gets it, whirls, throws the puck at the net, and Herbe makes the stop. Well, you can't give the puck away like that in your own zone.
Mark Messier with 2 goals tonight, almost got the hat trick there. 7 shots on goal for the Rangers now to the Sharks 10. 2-1 the score as Gaetan Duchesne dumps it in from center. Danny Baker will chase. And this is Kovalev. Alexei Kovalev, another one of the Rangers' Russian connection. He's upended behind the play by Baker. Here comes Leach down the left wing. He'll pull away from Peterson. Dumps it back to the slot. Chance for Zubov. Has a man open. Score. Nemchinov.
What did we just say about giving the puck away? You got to get the puck out of your own zone. With the Rangers, they forecheck well. They make things happen real quick. You give them these opportunities, they're going to take advantage of it. Nemchinov had the whole net to go. Just a giveaway in front of the inside the zone. Zubov, Nemchinov right there. Look at Herbe. He's committed over to the other side, and Sergei Nemchinov had pretty well the whole net to lift it over. Artur Zerbe, look at it again. Nice pass across the net by Zubov, and there's Nemchinov in perfect position to put it in, and the Rangers got themselves a 3-1 lead.
Zubov and Leach assist on Nemchinov's 15th of the year in 1903. There you see some of Nemchinov's accomplishments of late. Here he comes again as he got by Rathje. In on goal, saved by Herbe on a weak backhand. Rathje's lost his stick, kicks the puck ahead, and the Sharks really struggling late here in the first period now. Multiple turnovers, and boy, the Rangers clinically are making them pay for it. 3-1 the score as Kovalev tripped up by Larionov. Play goes on as the puck goes to the far side. Tikkanen feeds the backhand. Tony Amati takes it at the blue line. Norton back to watch him. Under 10 seconds in the period as Larmer sends it to the other side. Tikkanen face-off circle, fires a wrist shot right on Larionov's stick, and the horn sounds to end the first period. And the Sharks head coach Kevin Constantine has got a whole lot to talk about in the dressing room after that opening 20 minutes. The Sharks scored first on a power play at 2:07 when Sandis Ozolinsh netted his 11th, but the Rangers came roaring back. Messier at 6:25 from Larmer and Graves. Then he did it again in similar fashion at 9:07 on a power play. Leach and Zubov assist. And then late in the period, Leach and Zubov combined to set up Nemchinov to make it 3-1 at 19:03, and that's where we are at the end of 20 minutes. Coming up in our first intermission, Steve Paulson returns. He'll visit with All-Stars Artur Zerbe and Sandis Ozolinsh. We'll have a Sports Channel intermission update and check the scores around the NHL and highlights from San Jose Arena tonight. At the end of one here on Sports Channel, it's the New York Rangers 3, the San Jose Sharks 1. We'll be back in a moment. Back at San Jose Arena, an awesome display by the New York Rangers after falling behind early. They lead the San Jose Sharks 3-1 after a period of play here on Sports Channel. Randy Hahn back with you. And of course, this past Saturday, New York hosted the NHL's All-Star Game. Artur Zerbe and Sandis Ozolinsh were two of the most outstanding performers for the Western Conference. Earlier today, they sat down and talked with our Steve Paulson.
Well represented in last week's National Hockey League All-Star Game back in New York City were Sandis Ozolinsh and also Artur Zerbe from the San Jose Sharks. First question I have is, well, first of all, congratulations, but let's talk about the experience. First, Artur, yourself, you were a late addition for Mike Vernon. Your thoughts as you're heading out there?
When I get told that I'm named All-Star in the last moment, the day before I had to leave for that game, I wasn't so excited because I had so many different plans how to spend that time with my family for All-Star break. And I thought, oh, it's not fair to go there, and I better have a rest a little during that busy season. But as soon as I get there and ended in New York and saw the action and saw those guys, I was very glad that I made it, because that was real fun to be around those guys and having practice, having games with them.
Sandis, yourself, you're going out there, you felt like you didn't deserve to be on the team, yet statistics prove it out. 2 goals and 1 assist. Your thoughts as you're going out to New York for the game?
I don't know. When I just got to know that I'm going to that All-Star game, as you said, I thought that another players deserve more to be in a game than I do. And still I think so. But once I got there, I was real happy to be on ice with players like Gretzky, Hall, Coffey, and play against another great players. And it was just like a dream came true for me.
You were probably nervous, but there was so much going on. Was it actually fun just to get to the ice and have a good time there? Was that a fun part?
Yeah, that was real fun to be in the locker room with them, first of all. Just to see those guys. They were so friendly. We could talk about everything. Not only hockey, but life, and that was real fun. And when we get on the ice for the first practice, it was a real good experience for me, because I'm not used to have that many good shooters on the ice at the same time and having facing that many good shots. But later on, when the super skills came, I felt a little not myself and a little nervous, probably most nervous all this season long. Right before super skills. During super skills, I kind of settled down my mind, and I felt all right. And for the game, I was just fine.
Well, yeah, obviously, 16 saves on 18 shots. You did very well statistically. Sandis, yourself, you got to be an offensive defenseman for a game. And obviously you relished that. Did you have fun playing for Barry Melrose?
Yes, actually there was no pressure on me. I couldn't do play offense or defense. It didn't matter this game. And I used my offensive skills this game a lot, and it was fun for me.
All right, I have to ask you this now. On the Mark Messier goal, very uncharacteristic of an Artur Zerbe, you came out and you gambled. Why'd you do that?
Well, I really didn't gamble first, because I saw puck is coming and I could get it easily, because I saw Mark Messier first for the puck. But then I figured out that Alex Castellano is having stick on him, so I cannot go, otherwise I would have been hit by one or either player. If two guys are coming towards me, there's rule for goalies. Don't go out. If there's an opposing player, you can go out. But if our defenseman is chasing other player, stay back. So and I saw that and I stopped just for a moment, just slow down my motion, my running track to the puck. And in this moment, Kastanov kind of released Messier. And I figured out, oh, Messier is closer to the puck. He's all alone. He's getting to get the breakaway. And I actually get back on the same mind which I had first, but I shouldn't. And I was trying to get the puck, but I saw I was late. If I wouldn't change my mind and would go straight, I would get that. So.
And the defenseman on the play was Sandis Ozolinsh, and yet he didn't take out Messier. No, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell you that. Yeah, I get scored both times when Sandis was on the ice, but that's not blame on him. I think that was fun because Sandis get even on plus-minus rating
there you
that
go.
game.
Help me out. Okay, one final question to each of you. When you're heading home, you're flying back home, you're on the airplane, what are your final thoughts? What did you take from the game? Quickly. Anything in particular stand out in your mind?
What I took from the game? I don't know.
Did you have fun?
Yes, I did. Big time.
Time of your life?
Probably, yes.
You?
Yeah, it was probably most memorable moment in my NHL career, that All-Star game, because I think next steps will come and we'll have more fun with our team, but right now that was real fun to be there, and I had some experience and some learning lessons too, and I saw the guys who can do unbelievable things, and right now I can imagine what they can do on the ice, so I'm more prepared for them.
Well, you guys represented the San Jose Sharks wonderfully. 2 goals and 1 assist for Sandis Ozolinsh, and 16 stops on 18 shots for Artur Zerbe. Artur Zerbe and Sandis Ozolinsh from the San Jose Sharks. We'll be back with more after this.
You're watching Sports Channel, bringing you the latest news and information of the hour.
Lead the Sharks 3-1. Time for highlights. A look at the Sharks' power play goal.
Well, the Sharks got a 2-man advantage here. It's going to be Larionov and Ozolinsh combining. Look at Ozolinsh, gives it to Larionov, then breaks, gets himself open, gets himself between the defense and that forechecker, and slides it across past Mike Richter. Now look at this. Mark Messier taking the pass from Steve Larmer. He's got the defense, and Jamie Baker back there. Uses that good speed, pulls Artur Zerbe out of the net, and puts the puck up and over him, and that was the first goal for the Rangers.
Sharks outshot the Rangers 10-8, a power play goal each. Look at the Sharks power play, 8 shots, face-off edge to the Rangers. We had 22 penalty minutes in that first period. Second period right around the corner. The Rangers lead the Sharks 3-1 here on Sports Channel. We'll be right back. Sports Channel tonight, second period right around the corner with the Rangers leading 3-1. Tonight's scores from around the league, sponsored by Wells Fargo Bank. Winnipeg leading the LA Kings 2-0 down at the Great Western Forum. St. Louis and Vancouver tied at 2-2 in the second period. Detroit is shut out by Ed Belfour and the Blackhawks 5-0. Pittsburgh beats Ottawa 4-2. Boston a 3-1 winner at Washington. And Quebec, after the big trade, 6-4 winners over Eric Lindros and the Philadelphia Flyers as we're underway with the second period here at San Jose Arena. Randy Hahn along with Pete Stemkowski as the Sharks try and cut into what is now a 2-goal Ranger lead, and they were flying in the second half of the first period.
That's as bad a period I've seen the Sharks play in at least a month, Randy, and they were just not skating after the first 5 minutes.
Right off the start, here's another chance. Larmer at the side of the net off a feed from Messier. And immediately from the drop of the puck, the Rangers swarming around the cage of the Sharks again.
Yeah, you see the Rangers, they just got that jump on the Sharks. Sharks have got to start taking the man. They got to get involved in the game. I know they've been off a week. Legs probably not there, but the Rangers haven't played either. Now they're going to make a change. Ellick's line's going to come off. Look at the Sharks. They're just looking around for somebody. Look at Larmer's going to get the puck. He lets that thing go right away. May have put it in. I think he just hesitated just a little bit to get himself in a better scoring position. By that time, you see the Sharks able to come to Arturs Urbe's defense.
There's Steve Larmer, his numbers in 29 games. He was injured for part of the season with a wrist, and he still has a pin in his hand, and that may have been part of the problem on the backhand there. He doesn't have quite the strength. Here's a feed for Adam Graves from Messier, who's all over the ice tonight. Rangers hold it in. Here's Messier bidding for the hat trick, and Urbe takes him out on a clean check. Here's Larionov back the other way with Makarov. Rangers get 4 people back defensively, and they'll come out of the zone with the puck. But the crowd's still abuzz over Arturs Urbe taking out Mark Messier, and right in front of Kerry Fraser, who's just kept his whistle in his pocket.
The other day in the All-Star game, I think we had a similar situation with Messier coming down like that. Urbe came and missed him, and Messier was able to put that one in. But this one is won by Arturs Urbe. Here comes Messier with the puck. Urbe coming right out of that net. Look, he slides right into Messier, takes him right out of the play, and that got a charge from the crowd here. Look at Messier getting that puck. Nowhere to shoot right there. Figures maybe I'll throw a little deke. Already Urbe sliding out and makes a good play on the Ranger captain.
That's what happens when the wall moves out.
The wall was ready.
Bob Zettler in his own zone, and this is where the Sharks have failed in the first period in their own zone, getting the puck out. They turned it over a number of times to the Rangers, and on 2 occasions the Rangers capitalized with goals. Urbe comes out of the crease, settles this behind the net again. The Rangers get Nemchinov in quickly on the forecheck. Kyprios following up. They hold it in from the blue line. A shot that's rejected. Turned back by Kovalev. Look at him pirouette and making the fans in that corner dizzy. Kyprios back for Nemchinov. Now behind the net. Kovalev all down by Krupa. No indication of a penalty from Fraser, who watched it from his vantage point. Rangers continue to hold it in. Nemchinov bumped by Erie, but he turns away. Drops it down low. Taken there by Kovalev. Now Kovalev holding it in. Checked by Erie. Finally, the Sharks clear it. And Krupa's forced to just fire it out as the Sharks need a change, so do the Rangers. 3-1 New York leads, and they are putting on the pressure here early, out shooting the Sharks 3-0 here in the second period. Pass for Ray Whitney. Now Ellick on the trailer. Todd Ellick left side. Tries to take the shot. He's held up by Zubov and fans. Now it's on the near boards. Hudson bumps into Falloon. Puck comes free. Here's Ellick for Falloon. Saved by Richter, as Falloon did a great job to direct that puck at the net. Now Ellick gets his stick up. And I don't think anything will come of this as he and Jay Wells jousted just a little bit. We'll be right back. Our score at San Jose Arena. Day in and day out, at home or on the road, you can always count on the great taste of Bud Light. It's a big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up and never lets you down. So make it a Bud Light.
A good scoring opportunity coming up for the Sharks. Todd Ellick, one of the few Sharks that is moving out there tonight. He's going to get the puck and give it to Pat Falloon, who's going to break into the hole after being on the boards. Falloon will go in. Ellick will put it over to him. Now look at Falloon one-timing it right there. Mike Richter has to come up with a big save off the stick of Pat Falloon.
Pat Falloon has regained the team goal-scoring lead and now is just 2 points shy of the all-time Sharks team point mark of 115 points held by Kelly Kissio, now with the Calgary Flames. New York Rangers with the lead and the puck. Fires deep into Sharks territory. Urbe forced to play it. Sharks get it out as Mike Rathje. He'll play it across for Ozolinsh. He's checked as he delivers a pass. Now Larionov is sandwiched up in the neutral zone. Loose puck at center, taken back by Igor Larionov. Across for Sergei Makarov. Back to Larionov. Larionov takes the blue line. Has Garpenlov trailing. Now behind the play, a little something going on. But here's Ozolinsh with a chance. Shot. And Richter somehow got a piece of that, or it went wide. But he was looking behind him, to the side of him. And the puck ended up behind the net. iced by the Rangers. It'll come back for a face-off in the New York zone. But Mike Richter with a panic look on his face through that cage.
It looked like Santos Ozolic was in great position to shoot that puck, but I think he was going to throw it across to Johan Garpenlov, and you see Brian Leetch going over and congratulating the goalkeeper. And we're going to see this good effort by Santos Ozolic. Going to get the puck. You think maybe he would shoot right there, but he throws it across to Garpenlov, who just got a piece of it. See it sliding across, hits Richter as he's going down on his skate and goes wide. Look at Garpenlov. He actually gets a piece of it, but it hits Richter in the far skate and slides wide of the net.
First good Sharks scoring chance in a while. We are early here in the second period. New York leading 3-1. Mark Messier with a couple of goals. And Sheen off the other, but here comes Jeff Norton for the Sharks. Wide on the right side. Shot saved by Richter. Following on the rebound, Norton couldn't get it on net. But a good rush by Norton as he seems to be all the way back from his ankle problem. Shows good burst of speed down the right wing there. Now a breakout pass to Rob Goodrow at center. They'll wait for Bob Airy to catch up. Unable to control it as he stick handles it back into the neutral zone. Here's Zettler. Some trouble back there. Two Rangers up forechecking. And it's Larmer and Messier. Those are names that can send shivers down your spine if you're Herbe or the defense in front of him. Here come the Rangers again off the turnover. Crane's trying to set up Messier. Messier will tap it back to Leetch. He'll settle the puck, dump it to the open right point. Nobody home. And it's just fired back in by Bukaboom as the Rangers go for a change. Norton to this side for Whitney. And that'll be a two-line pass as Whitney touched it the other side of center ice. And there is Jeff Norton back off a strange sequence of ankle injuries. He's missed 14 of the last 15 games. Came back against the Montreal Canadiens from the initial injury, then got re-injured. Those are his numbers against the New York Rangers in 27 prior appearances. And among those, 13 points. A couple of assists last time these teams played in New York, Pete.
5 years with the Islanders, Patrick Division, so he doesn't need a scouting report on the Rangers. He's seen enough of these guys in the last couple of years.
Rangers finished dead last in the old Patrick Division last year. Now they're first in the new Atlantic Division. Don't forget, New York didn't make the playoffs last year.
79 points after 105 the year before, but mention the fact that Brian Leetch missed half of the season, so that tells the tale.
Here's Tom Peterson now as the Sharks are back defensively in their own zone, trailing 3-1. Peterson loses it, has support though from Ellick. Now Peterson will fire it back for Todd Ellick. Ellick using his speed, then plays it to center ice for Whitney, all alone up there. Whitney waiting, dumps it in front, looking for Ellick, taken away by Zubov, and he'll clear it out to center ice.
You said the word there, Randy, all alone. Ray Whitney has the puck, he's skating. 3 Rangers are near him. He's looking around for a teammate. Nobody near him. You can't do it all by yourself in this game. You need help.
This plays onside as Garpenlov is squeezed out of the play by Leetch. Now Makarov straight arms Greg Gilbert to get to the puck. Gilbert gets it back at the point. He'll spray it out to center for Tony Amati. Amati with one man back. Rafji shoots and it's just wide. As Amati with a quick step. Now dumped in front again. Amati setting for a shot. Back for Leetch. Rangers setting up here like a power play. Taken in and his wrister is high and wide. Leetch dumps it back to the area behind the net. In front it came, almost deflected in off a Shark as Herbe's lost his stick. Now Tikkanen behind the net, and Larionov will strip him of the puck. And good thing. Now the Sharks trying to clear the zone so Herbe can move up and get his stick, and they do. Here's Garpenlov down the wing, dumps it into the high slot, taken right back by the Rangers. Here comes Amati. He's got Tikkanen with him. Amati gets past the defense, in on goal, and Larionov with a good job back checking, made a fine defensive play.
That was a terrible line change by the Sharks. Rafji was going to the bench, and the Rangers were coming into the zone. Can't change when the puck is inside your zone.
Here's Norton. He'll lose it to Larmer, who lost his edge. And the Sharks continue to struggle in their own end. Krupa fans try to dump it into the zone. Now the backhand. We saw Sharks change up the line with 12:54 to go, second period. Still 3-1. Here's Mark Messier. Gets past Baker. Now Krupa gets a piece of the puck and then takes Messier into the boards and holds him there for a while. Rogers can't get to the puck as Lowe feeds Zubov on the right point. Zubov in front, they score! Larmer!
Rangers are just taking it to the Sharks all over the ice, out skating them, out hitting them, out working them, and everybody expecting a play from the point. Zubov will get it. Watch how he holds. He could shoot this puck anytime he wants, but look at the bodies getting in front. Larmer breaks for the open. He was along the boards, fights himself free. Great pass by Zubov right on the tape, and Larmer had no problem sliding it past Artur Zerbe. Here's the pass. Zubov coming in, looking at his options, could shoot. Look at him up to the left. He sees Larmer fighting his way past the Shark player on the stick in the net, and a 4-1 Ranger lead.
Steve Larmer's 10th of the year. Zubov again, and Kevin Lowe get the assist at 7:25. Sergei Zubov now with 3 assists for the Rangers. And it's 4-1. Now Ellick comes to center for the Sharks. He's got some skating room. Drops a pass for Duchesne. Trying to feed Falloon. Poor choice there as Pat was a good 5 feet behind the pass. Duchesne may have been better off there to shoot. And now the Rangers send it out.
You always say you don't have to see the whites of the goalie's eyes to shoot it. You've seen some strange things go in when you shoot the puck, and Sharks are always looking for that guy who's in a better position. Ozolin's been guilty of that a couple of times. In 5 or 6 feet, got to shoot that puck towards the goal.
Here's Brian Leetch. Always dangerous as he takes it across the line, feeds the backhand behind the net. Touch pass and the backhand shot saved by Urbe as Eddie Olczyk on his first shift of the game gets a shot on goal. Ozolin's trying to get the puck for the Sharks. They're happy right now just to get it inside the Ranger zone. Here's Olczyk working against Ozolin. Sandis gets a check in. And now it's flipped up into a crowd by Greg Gilbert. That'll stop the clock. We'll take a short break. 4-1 New York. Pretty picture. Rangers dominating the Sharks, leading 4-1. Let's see if Casey Shaughnessy has some good news. Casey?
Well, Randy, we found one fan who's having a good time tonight. This is Ranger Rob, a transplant from New York to San Francisco. He's got his sign here that says, "Mike Keenan is my God and Savior."
Well, like Rosanna Donna used to say, every year it's something else. 2 years ago it was a strike. Last year Brian Leetch broke his neck. And this year they're probably going to get on the subway and get mugged. Mike is a Ranger fan. It's tough.
We are not popular tonight. Thanks, Bob.
Seems like we're back in Madison Square Garden. Huh?
I think Brian Leetch broke his ankle. I don't think it was his neck. There's Mike Keenan. And he has these Rangers going. They're hitting on all cylinders. Does this team have a weakness, Pete?
Well, I haven't seen it yet. Power play, everything's working well.
Here's a chance in the slot. A shot taken by Joe Kocur, his first shift. Now Ellick comes back with Duchesne for the Sharks. 4-1 New York lead. Now Peterson goes to the corner, chasing the puck. He's checked off of it. Comes back to Smolek. Smolek looking for Falloon. Good pass. Falloon just didn't see it. By the time he saw it, it was by him.
Well, he had his back to it, too. You've got to face the guy with the puck so you're able to deflect it in, and Falloon just couldn't get a stick on that.
Here's Duchesne. This line will try again. Ellick to Falloon. That's tipped away by Zubov, and now the puck comes through the crease. Richter saw it at the last moment and let it sail through. Eddie Olczyk crossing the blue line of the Sharks. Backhand up into the glove of Urbe. He'll send it back up the wing for Duchesne. Duchesne struggling a bit, just gets it to center ice. Now here's Doug Smolek. He'll flip it in. Glove down by Leetch. Yeah, she does it all. Could play center field for the Yankees.
Sharks are struggling so bad they're having trouble even dumping it in. You talk about weaknesses for the Rangers. Their main guys, the Graves, the Messiers, and the Leetch, just playing great. Talk about their penalty killing, and of course they got the guy with the most wins in goal, Mike Richter, back there to hold down the fort.
Icing against New York. Well, Sandis Ozolinsh and the rest of the Sharks getting a rude shot of reality here tonight as the All-Star break is over. It's back to business. Ozolinsh was the Western Conference's All-Star scoring leader with 3 points on Saturday against the East, but that's history, and now it's back to business. And so far tonight, the Sharks aren't starting with the kind of jump they would have liked for this second half.
Very little to cheer about for, I probably think, a full house here at the San Jose Arena. Getting his 11th goal, Sandis Ozolinsh, tonight. 28 points to go his offensive production for this season. He's had a great year so far for the Sharks.
See if the Sharks can tighten up here a little bit. Whitney gets back just in time as Tikkanen was breaking in on the loose puck. Kevin Lowe getting back in time to touch up ahead of Sergei Makarov. That'll be icing against the Sharks. 9:45 left in the second period. Second period here on Sports Channel. Sharks trailing by 3. Indoor soccer is coming to San Jose in the summer. The Continental Indoor Soccer League, 14 games. And it's all right here. If you'd like to find out more and inquire about season tickets, call Paul Solby at 408-999-5768. The CISL begins play in June. Indoor soccer, great action, great family entertainment here at San Jose Arena. Just call for ticket information and any questions you may have. Sellout crowd indeed, Pete. 17,190 on hand tonight. Sharks' 8th straight sellout. Their 13th this season in 24 home games. But right now they're watching the NHL's best team, or at least tied for the #1 spot with Toronto, putting on a show. The Rangers leading 4-1, and you sense they're not done yet. Here's Ray Whitney. Comes out of the corner. Into the boards, and back comes Alexander Karpovtsev.
Notice Whitney playing center on this line with Garpenlov on the left and Sergei Makarov on the right side.
Mike Keenan reaching into his bench. There's a penalty. Jay Wells with a dangerous cross check into the face of Ray Whitney, who fortunately for him wears a full face shield. But Wells with a nasty bit of stick work on Whitney.
Well, Whitney, if that little lower, Whitney'd be paying a visit to the dentist, because he got his head down, and Jay Wells, one of the hard hitters in the National Hockey League. Here comes Ray Whitney with the puck. Look, he just, well, there's the puck right upstairs. Gets him in the chest, and it goes right upstairs, catches him just underneath the chin. Good hard hit.
From our angle, it looked like it was flush in the face, and Whitney's all right. Wells will get the cross-check penalty at 10:46, so I take it back. It was not in the face, it was in the chest.
Yeah.
There's Whitney, he's all right, but he got stood up pretty good by Wells.
It's about a foot higher, and he's going to be spitting out some of those teeth. And Rangers defense standing up at the blue line.
Sharks power play has been probably the most impressive thing they've had going for them tonight. 8 shots so far. There's one that Peterson just drifts wide. Goodrow holding it at the point, but Graves gets it back. Keep in mind, 14 shorthanded goals for the Rangers this year. Now the Sharks go offside as Todd Ellick brought it from outside the zone. Well, there's Todd Ellick, who came over on waivers from the Edmonton Oilers earlier in the season, back in October, in fact, and he's now second in team scoring with 32 points. In his last 2 games coming in, 6 points, and he has been the surprise story for the Sharks this season.
He leads them in power play points, and he was a former New York Ranger. Maybe some people didn't realize it. I always like to show the old team and stick it to them a little bit and show them they made a mistake.
He can stick it to a couple of teams. Here's Bob Airey now as the Sharks are on a power play. Rogers out of the corner, dumps it back for Airey. Now Ellick out of the corner. Softly up to Peterson at the point. Glove down by Leach again. He's got a hot glove hand, Brian Leach. And the Sharks are forced to come out again. Boom just sends it the length of the ice, and now even the Sharks power play seems to have come unraveled just a little bit. The Rangers playing very confidently at all ends of the ice, both ends and in the middle. Here's Peterson with a nice rush. Comes into Tikkanen, feeds back for Larionov. In front, Makarov lost it. Now so does Lowe, kicked out by Richter on Garpenlov's effort. Makarov now hesitating as he tries to get it set up. First time shot deflected by Larionov as Rathje didn't get a lot of wood on it, but enough to create a problem. Here's Ozolinsh in front. Passed it to Larionov, but too much on it. Fans want Sandus to shoot. You can hear him chanting it. There's Larionov down low. Garpenlov tried to feed Makarov. Richter got a piece of that to deflect it. Now Makarov again as this power play is looking good. Makarov waiting. Ozolinsh will shoot. Kicked out by Richter.
I'll tell you, Tikkanen is really upset at Sandis Ozolic. We'll tell you in a second why.
Penalty's over. Sharks hold it in. And now the Rangers will clear it out into neutral ice as Sandis Ozolic will get back defensively. There's the man upset with him, Tikkanen. Gets the elbow up a little high, scrambling on the far boards. Now Rafchi has Tikkanen pinned to the boards. Let's see as they separate if Tikkanen's got something to say. Yeah, he's talking to Ozolic.
Absolutely. What happened is Ozolic shot the puck and skated next to Tikkanen, just skate tripped him, and Tikkanen went flying. And he was very upset at that, and the referee did not see it. And there you see Tikkanen. Well, let's say he's saying a few choice words to Sandis Ozolic as he leaves the ice surface. And you hate when that happens and the referee doesn't see it and you can't absolutely nothing about it. Maybe hope you get another chance at the guy later in the game.
There's Esa Tikkanen, who spent his All-Star break in
Edmonton.
He went to Edmonton for the All-Star break. Barbados, yeah. Palm Springs, yeah. Edmonton. Got a penalty here now right off the face-off.
To the Rangers.
And it looks like Nick Kypreos talking to Kerry Fraser. Maybe, no, it's not going to be Kypreos. It'll be Kovalev. And the Sharks are going to go right back on the power play. So they're getting some opportunities handed to them. And the way the power play has looked, that may be their one salvation tonight. Initially, that last power play opportunity was breaking down, but they got it going again.
Well, the Sharks need something to get them some life in this hockey game. They just haven't been involved in it at all. And the crowd hasn't been in it. If they get themselves maybe a goal, that'll get the guys on the bench and everybody else going, get the crowd going. There's still a lot of hockey, 6:53 in the second, and certainly got a third period to go, so there's not out of this yet.
Well, this is going to be a 4-minute power play for the Sharks. The Rangers pick up the cross-check penalty to Kovalev and then a bench minor penalty. And right now, Mike Keenan's got his gang over on the bench talking things over. So the Sharks will get, actually it'll be a 2-man advantage for 2 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you, these referees don't put up with anything. As soon as you say something to them, we'll see you down for an unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's the second time the Rangers have got this unsportsmanlike conduct. Happened to them in the first period and it cost them. And this time Kypreos joins Kovalov, and the Sharks right now have a 2-man skating advantage.
And it is 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. 5-on-3 rather. Here's Peterson to center ice. Held up by Messier as he hooked him around the chest. Now Peterson will settle it with his glove. Messier gets his stick in the way. Back to Peterson. Again, Messier pressuring, but it comes through to Ellick. Ellick stick handling in front. Odgers, second effort missed. He thought he had it first time. Here's Peterson. He fans, and Adam Graves will bring it out for New York. Well, Jeff Odgers thought he had it on the one-timer. Then he got a second crack at it, but it went wide. Here's Bob Airy to center with Ellick and Odgers. Here's Ellick breaking it on goal. Back to Odgers, and he's just late with it. Back in front it comes to Peterson, and Richter with the point-blank shot robs Peterson.
A couple of golden opportunities for the Sharks. Upset Bob Airy. Jeff Odgers had a shot at it. He had a couple of shots at it. The one I thought went in. I don't know how Richter got underneath and made that save. Then Odgers on that last play. Todd Ellick breaking down the wing. Airy's going to slip it over to Ellick. Ellick's going to go wide. Now Odgers is going to enter your picture. He may be just a little bit past the net there and just unable. There's a couple of Sharks. They may have bumped into each other.
There was a mix-up there with Airy and Odgers.
Now here's that one by Odgers right there. Look at this. He blasts it. Gets a lot of wood on that one. And Mike Richter, outstanding, comes up with that save off Jeff Odgers.
There's Odgers, who has 4 power play goals for the Sharks. And that time he was robbed by that man. Mike Richter, one of the hottest goalies in hockey right now, with the 4th best goals against average, 2.48. Minute 6 to go on the double minor penalties. Larionov wins the draw as it comes to Whitney. Now Ozolic. They'll get it back over to Larionov. Whitney has to take it on the backhand. Ozolin's shot tipped by Makarov, and that'll go up into the seats.
And the faceoff will come outside as that shot hit a Shark player in front of the net.
There's Makarov, who tipped that one. Team leader in points with 36. Although he and the rest of his line mates were shut out in the Calgary game.
Normally when you got a two-man advantage, you don't like to shoot the puck from the point. You like to try and isolate on one defenseman, work a 2-on-1 situation, get that shot from inside the slot area, but Sharks are so frustrated they're going to try anything at this point to get themselves a goal. They still got 53 seconds here in this two-man advantage.
They've kept the Rangers off the score sheet since Larmer's goal at 7:25. Now they need some offense. Here's Tikkanen to center. Knocked away by Peterson up to Ellick. Zubov gets back on defense, but it's held in at the point. Peterson battling to get it over to Goodrow and does. Now Erie behind the net. Around for Ellick. Now they set up, still 28 to go. Odgers takes a shot, but his stick was interfered with just as he released. Sharks scramble to get back on side. Here's Ellick. Leaves it at the point, nobody there, and it's fired down the ice by Steve Larmer. And the Sharks are hearing it from the fans here a little bit on this two-man advantage power play. They have not capitalized yet. Peterson dumps it in. Richter will watch it come around. Now the penalties are over as Kyprios and Kovalev come in. Here's Odgers with another chance. That time he didn't get good wood. And as he goes down to the ice, the whistle blows, and the Rangers get out of a two-man disadvantage. 4:43 to go, second period, still 4-1. Odgers, he had two good scoring opportunities on the shift, really three if you count the second effort on the one scoring chance. But the Sharks are shut out on a two-man advantage.
Well, he must be wondering, it's just not my day today, as he's had all kinds of opportunities. Here's the puck in front. Ellick has it, slides it over to Odgers right there, and had the whole net to shoot at, but looked like that puck just took a bad bounce at the last moment and goes wide of the Ranger net. There's another shot at it. Ellick spots Odgers over there, slides it across. See that puck just the last moment? Slides up and over the heel of Jeff Odgers, and he wasn't able to put it past Mike Richter.
So the Sharks power play unable to get them back into this game here in the second period. Still 4-1. Credit the Sharks defensively for slowing the Rangers down a little bit. The Sharks need goals right now. Ozolinsh turns it over to Larmer. He fakes the shot, drops it for Messier. Graves keeps it in the zone over to Larmer. Larmer has one of the 4 Ranger goals. Carries it out and over to Kevin Lowe. Here's Jeff Norton. Paired up with Ozolinsh defensively. His pass for Garpenlov out of his reach. And Zubov, who has 3 assists for the Rangers, has it again back on defense. Here's Messier. Tried to send it ahead for Larmer, broken up. Ozolinsh all alone up there, has it stripped off his stick. Now gets back on defense, and you could tell right there he thought about trying to rush deep into the zone, but elected to backtrack defensively, take care of those responsibilities. Here's Makar off to the blue line. Leaves it, and Garpenlov overskates it, comes back to Makarov. He'll drop for Norton. Norton shoots Richter with a great left hand, and he grabs it for the save and the whistle.
How many saves has he made in the last couple of minutes? At least 3 off Jeff Odgers and 1 off Jeff Norton there. As the play has really slowed down here. I think the Rangers see that the Sharks aren't putting up much resistance. They've slowed down a little bit. Giveaway inside the defensive zone. Norton shoots it high. Here's Richter. He's got clear advantage of that one. Nobody in front of him. Just slides out, takes down the angle, and makes the glove save off the stick of Jeff Norton.
Mike Richter had a 20-game unbeaten streak earlier this season. The Sharks were actually part of that unbeaten streak in their 3-3 tie at New York. But tonight, Richter bidding for his 23rd win. 22-6-3 coming in. Tremendous record for Richter. And it's part of this great Ranger renaissance here in the 93-94 season.
Considering he only won 13 all of last year, so I guess you could say he's way ahead of his last year's pace.
Here's Pat Falloon. Nice pass to Gaetan Duchesne at center ice, but he lost the handle looking for a teammate. And here's Brian Leach in his office. Alexei Kovalev. Nice feed ahead for Nemchinov. And Rafchi brings him down. That brings Kerry Fraser's arm up. We got a Sharks penalty.
We got a holding penalty to Mike Rafchi. Youngsters really struggling out there. You know, bigger guy, week off, takes some longer to get himself going. He's getting beat on the outside. And just that mobility's not there for Mike Rathje. He's having a little bit of a tough time, and Nemchinov with good speed goes wide. Rathje unable to turn. He just reaches out and grabs the Ranger player, pulls him down, and right in front of referee Kerry Fraser, and Rathje heads to the penalty box. You're going to see the play right there. See, instead of turning and just cutting down the angle and riding out the player on, Rathje just got a little lazy on that particular play and instead reaches and gets the holding penalty.
Here's the Ranger power play, only their third try. How do you like this lineup? Messier, Larmer, Graves, Leach, and Zubov. No wonder they have the third best power play in all of hockey. I'm surprised it's not number one.
And another good sniper that we mentioned earlier, not even here, Mike Gartner.
Duchesne comes back into the circle now as Messier awaits him. And they're a little quick off the trigger, and Duchesne is going to get tossed.
I guess Messier's got a little bit more seniority in this league, so they'll...
Not much.
Well,
more Stanley Cups.
He stays, Duchesne goes.
Andy McKelman, the linesman, adjudicating there in the face-off circle as you see Duchesne there. Off the draw comes to Zubov. And now this power play sets up. Leach down low for Larmer. Pass for Messier, broken up by Baker. Messier gets it right back, but now it's cleared out by Smollett. 2:40 left to go in the second period. Rangers leading 4-1 and on the power play. Messier stripped to the puck. Now a race for it. Peterson with reasonable speed gets to it first, but Graves, who has better speed, made up for it. Now Baker does a nice job up at the blue line. Forces Zubov back, gives him a shot. Messier now up the middle for Leach. Leach with the wrist shot from center, just to get it into the zone. Baker clears it out again. Good penalty killing by this line so far.
They're going after the puck. They're not giving Leach a lot of ice room to skate, or Mark Messier. As soon as he gets the puck, they're jumping on him real quick.
Here's Kovalev, sets it for Leach. Over to Zubov. Tikkanen screening in front as Leach feeds to the side for Kovalev. Back for Leach. Off the pass, deflected, chance for Amati, and he didn't get good wood. Urbe with the arm there just in case. Now Larionov fans trying to clear it. Leach trying to feed Amati across the crease, but can't. And now Larionov comes back to center. You don't see Igor Larionov fan like that too often, but sometimes when the pressure gets like that down defensively, it happens to even the best. Kovalev weaving through center ice, trying to shake off Larionov. Great no look for Tikkanen. Tikkanen takes his time, still 14 to go in the power play. Tikkanen shot deflected in, but there's no goal. We had a whistle before that puck went in off a leg underneath Urbe. Obviously a penalty, probably in the front of the net. And the Rangers arguing the whistle by Kerry Fraser, but there's no question it blew first.
Well, it was Kovalov's going to get the penalty, and the reason the whistle went is the Rangers had possession of the puck. As soon as they get possession, whistle goes. They shot it, the puck went into the net, but Kovalov gets a penalty for the Rangers, and with Rathje just still with 10 seconds to go, so a good opportunity coming up here for the Sharks. Going to see the interference right there. See the Ranger player in the crease right there. Kovalov got to stay out of that blue area, that crease. He gets in there, interferes with Artur Zerbe, and he gets the interference call.
Alexei Kovalev goes for interference at 18:51, so that'll even things up for 10 seconds. Then the Sharks are going to power play for the rest of the period. Zubov right off the draw. Amati's backhand saved by Urbe. And now Peterson will skate out as Rathje comes on. Sharks are on a power play with a minute to go in the period. Here's Airy feeding Odgers. Odgers battling with Leach. Puck behind the Ranger net. Here's Tony Amati. And he'll clear it with the backhand.
And the Sharks get one here. May give them some life into this third period. Don't have a lot of time, coming down to 30 seconds here.
That's the time left in the second period as the Sharks dump and chase. Leach wins the race, but now Alex got it in front. Chance for Airy. Richter stops the first effort. They score!
No, they're not counting it.
They're not going to count it. Blazers waving it off, and Bob Aries right in his face.
Well, it's either he blew the whistle or there was somebody in the crease, but he immediately gave the hand sign. No goal.
So back-to-back no goals.
Well, that whistle, obviously their big scramble in front. We'll look to see if there's a Shark player in the crease area. Here's Airy. We're going to take a look at Odgers. Where's Odgers? He's actually got, I thought maybe got a little pushed in there. There's Odgers in the crease. Gary Fraser to the left of your screen there, and he immediately blew the whistle. A no goal. The Sharks are in the face of the referee right now. There's Odgers in the crease. May have been pushed slightly by Brian Leach, but the way Fraser sees it, in the crease, blows the whistle, no goal. It's the kind of a night it's been for the Sharks.
It's the kind of night it's been for Jeff Odgers. He's been denied a couple of times by Richter. Now on the apparent Sharks power play goal, he's the perpetrator.
Well, I'm sure what the Sharks are saying is that he was pulled in by Brian Leach, and that's the reason he was in there. But looked like Odgers may have just gone in there by himself, and he was behind the goalkeeper. So that's the reason why there's no goal. You got to stay out of that crease area.
Face-off outside the zone. Rangers win the draw. Bukaboom sends it the length of the ice. Now Irbe going to have to hurry it up out to Goodrow. Time running down to 10 seconds in the period as Elliott comes across the line with Airy. Leach getting a piece of the puck. Team right out in front. Odgers was there but couldn't bring it in. And the horn sounds to end the second period. So a much better effort for the Sharks from the standpoint that they held the Rangers to a goal. But San Jose shut down offensively, and they go to the locker room after 2, down by 3. Just the 1 goal. Steve Larmer's 10th from Zubov and Lowe at 7:25. That made it 4-1. And that's where we are after 40 minutes as we go to our Sports Channel studios here at San Jose Arena, and Steve Paulson.
Okay, Randy, the San Jose Sharks after tonight go on the road for about 2 weeks, and coming into San Jose Arena to take their place will be tennis. And Barry McKay, the vanguard behind the San Jose Open Tennis Tournament. We will talk to him about the tournament and some of the participants. Also, Casey Shaughnessy will have a member of the Oakland A's pitching staff, an interview with him, plus scores and highlights. When we come back, it's Barry McKay and the San Jose Open Tennis Tournament. Back on Sports Channel, we are in the second intermission, San Jose Sharks and the New York Rangers. This is the only visit of the season for the New York Rangers out here to San Jose Arena. After tonight's game, the San Jose Sharks will be embarking on a 6-game road trip, and you won't have an opportunity to see them until February 11th. But in that time, we have coming up Barry McKay and the San Jose Open Tennis Tournament. And joining us now is the master of ceremonies. We are in the second intermission. The San Jose Sharks find themselves down by 3 goals. The Rangers up 4-1. Casey Shaughnessy seems to talk to members of the baseball community. It's either the Giants or the A's. Let's see, we've had Dusty Baker here. We've had Royce Clayton. Tonight, though, she's with a member of the Oakland A's and their pitching staff. Casey.
Steve, our guest tonight is Oakland A's pitcher Ron Darling, who was with the Mets for 8 years and had season tickets to the Rangers games. I got to ask you where your loyalties lie tonight.
Well, it's real hard, but I haven't seen the Rangers play in a couple of years. I brought my son to 2 or 3 Shark games. He plays roller hockey. He loves the Sharks. Been yelling for him all game, so I got to root for the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, you got to. Since you're in town, they know where you live, Ron. Now, last year was a little bit of an off year for you. What have you kind of worked on this off season to maybe bounce back a little bit this year?
Well, you were so nice. It was a big off year. I think I've really tried to work on my strength. Last year I was injured in the first part of the year. My age, 33 years old, really stuck up on me. And I think I really have to work real hard to stay healthy all year. And if I can do that, I think with our team, with Mark McGuire back, I think I got a really good chance to win some games.
Plus, you've got the advantage of going back to camp this year and working with Dave Duncan, who's known among the baseball community as kind of a guru for older pitchers, and he's rejuvenated a couple of arms.
Well, I think the great thing about Dave is that if you have a good year, he doesn't say too much. If you have a bad year, he really thinks about it in the off season. And I know when I go back in February for spring training, he's going to have a lot of ideas for me to work on and try to help my game.
Has he ever tried to work with you on some new pitches at all?
We've tried to refine him in the past, but I think this year in spring training, we're going to try to put a couple of wrinkles in there to try to surprise some guys.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. Now, how do you feel about the team overall? Again, last year was a rebuilding year for you and for the team as well.
Yeah, but I think last year really helped us in a way because we were able to get guys like Von Poppel and Carsey and Gates and people like that into the lineup. And all of a sudden, I think they're going to have 1 year of maturity. They're going to really help us a lot. With the taking out the Chicago White Sox, we're going to be a lot better.
Okay. Now I know that you played hockey and you know the game obviously very well. What's your take on the game tonight and what's happening with the Sharks?
Well, I think it's just the Rangers are at the top of their game right now. I think any team would be tough to beat them right now, and I think. Mark Messier showed up tonight. He's one of the class players in the league, and when he comes out to play and has everything going, it's really tough to stop.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for being with us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Thanks. My pleasure, Casey.
Okay. Steve, back to you.
All right, Casey, and of course, as a reminder, you can see Ron Darling and the Oakland A's right here on Sports Channel. Tonight's the last home game in January for the San Jose Sharks. They take off for about 2 weeks, 6-game road trip starting in Florida on Friday, so we won't be back until February 11th. That's will be our next San Jose Sharks game here on Sports Channel. As always, we invite you to join us for Sharks Talk at 7 o'clock, followed by the San Jose Sharks and the Chicago Blackhawks. That'll be Friday, February 11th, right here on Sports Channel. We are in the second intermission. San Jose Sharks and the New York Rangers. Sharks find themselves down by 3, 4-1.
At San Jose Arena, 4-1. The New York Rangers lead the San Jose Sharks on Sports Channel. Randy Hahn along with Pete Stemkowski. Pete, the New York Rangers came into this game 23 points better than the Sharks in the standings, and while that was a better second period for the Sharks, New York still pretty much having their way.
Well, I think it's just too easy for the Rangers. The Sharks are just not involved. They're just a bunch of spectators here, not hitting, not skating, too much free ice for the Rangers, and they just took command of this hockey game. It's going to be a real tough struggle for the Sharks here in this third period.
Sharks looked like they had a goal in the second period. We're going to take a look at the goal that was wiped out, but first the one that counted by the Rangers.
Well, here's Leach going to shoot it over to Zubov. Zubov is going to walk in. Look at all the time he's got. Finally spots Steve Larmer, who was on the boards, breaking for the net. Good pass by Zubov, and Larmer makes no mistake, puts that one past Artur Zerbe. Now, one that doesn't count for the Sharks. This is the kind of a night it's been. Sharks battling the puck in front of the net. Jeff Odgers left to your screen. He's in the crease area. Kerry Fraser's right there. As soon as the puck goes in, look at the wave of the hands right there. No goal. Odger in the crease. A bad break for the San Jose Sharks.
Here's a look at the stats through 2 periods. Sharks getting their chances, out shooting New York 23-16. And look at the power play shots, 15-3 in the Sharks' favor. But thanks to Mike Richter and some bad luck, the Sharks aren't capitalizing on the power plays as they should. Faceoffs pretty even, and as opposed to the first period, that second period was relatively penalty-free. Pete, you head to the third period now. You've got a long road trip coming up, and you're looking at trying to make the playoffs. What kind of things do you want to accomplish in this third period if you're the Sharks?
Well, I think if you're Kevin Constantine, you tell those guys, listen, let's win one period here. Okay, we're behind the 8 ball. Let's forget about the score. I always go back to the fact that they can score 1 goal every 5 minutes. They can make a hockey game. So they got to set something here, start getting into some good habits. If they don't win this hockey game, at least get themselves ready for this road trip that's coming up.
All right, so we await the start of the third period. Want to remind you that coming up at San Jose Arena is the return of Reveal Your Teal Night. It's the 3rd annual, and it's coming up here on Saturday night, February 19th, when the LA Kings are here. Just think up the goofiest, zaniest teal outfit or costume that you can come up with, and then show up at the game and compete for great prizes. First place prize is a 7-day cruise for 2 on Norwegian Cruise Lines. Second prize is 2 round-trip airfares courtesy of Southwest Airlines. And third prize, a VCR from Toshiba. There'll be other great prizes too, so come to the arena Saturday, February 19th for Reveal Your Teal Night. We'll see what is to be revealed in the third period. It still is to come. Rangers leading the Sharks. And and we'll be back on Sports Channel. On the ice as they warm up for the third period. Rangers in front 4-1 over the San Jose Sharks as they close out the home stand. Time now to check scores from around the league. Sponsored by warm up for the third period. Rangers in front 4-1 over the San Jose Sharks as they close out the home stand. Time now to check scores from around the league. Sponsored by Wells Fargo Bank. Winnipeg leading Los Angeles 2-0. Thomas Steen with a goal and an assist for the Jets. St. Louis and Vancouver tied at 2. A couple of power play goals there for the Canucks. Ed Belfour, his 4th shutout of the year. Chicago with a vengeance beats Detroit 5-0. Pittsburgh over Ottawa 4-2. Martin Straka with goals number 16 and 17. Boston over Washington 3-1 as Ray Bourque gets a shorty, number 14. And Quebec comes up big in the third period. 3 goals. They knock off Philadelphia 6-4. Well, this is basically the story of this game through 40 minutes. Why do you think the Rangers are where they are? First overall in the NHL, because they're good and because they're fast. A lot of speed shown tonight, early on by Mark Messier and throughout the game by players like Amani and Zubov. And the Sharks just not clicking offensively, and at least in the first period, defensively. But I think their offensive problems in the second period are perhaps more amplified when you look, as we did in the last segment, at those shots on goal discrepancies, especially on the power play.
Well, 23-16 shots on goal in this hockey game. And that's for the Sharks. They actually have more shots than the Rangers, but the Rangers are just piling it on here, having too much of their own way. Kovalov still in the penalty box, 50 seconds to go in his penalty. So to start this third period, the Sharks got a good opportunity to get themselves back into this hockey game.
Kevin Constantine sends out his top power play unit. Ellick with Odgers and Airy. Goodrow and Peterson on the points. 4-1. That's our score as we head to period 3. These teams won't meet again unless it would be for the Stanley Cup final. This is their last scheduled meeting. What do you think, Pete?
Well, I mean, logistically, it's possible. Both in different conferences. So.
There you go. Mike Richter fires it around the boards. Mark Messier cut off. Then he gets a piece of it. Now Goodrow trying to battle Graves to keep the puck in. Here's a chance from the side. Odger scores!
Well, there is one determined Shark tonight. That's Jeff Odgers. Boy, he had at least 4 or 5 good scoring opportunities in that second period. Each time Mike Richter comes up big, Odgers gets the puck short side, just blasts it past Mike Richter. There's the shot. Odgers power play goal. Early in the third period, Sharks get the goal, get themselves into this hockey game.
Odgers gets his 8th of the season. 5 of those have come on the power play. 31 seconds on the power play from Airy to make it 4-2. Talk about a guy who was due. Here's Makarov. He'll take the line. Bukaboom had it, lost it. Now dumped to the corner for Larionov. Messier had him all occupied. Now Larionov with the centering pass, and Adam Graves will skate it out to center for the Rangers. So the Sharks score for the first time since 2 minutes into the game. And Ozolinsh, who scored that goal at the 2:07 mark, sends it up the ice as the Sharks change up.
Well, we talked about Sharks not giving the Rangers anything in this third period and get 1 every 5 minutes. They win the hockey game. So far they got that 1 here in the opening 5 minutes.
I like this 1 every 5 minutes formula, Pete. What if it's 1 every 4 minutes? Do they blow them out?
Then they win by a couple. Simple arithmetic.
Kovalev will touch up, but the Rangers were on the delayed offside, so that will come outside. There's Alexei Kovalev, just a part of the Russian connection here on the New York Rangers. They've done very well integrating players from the former Soviet Union into their lineup. Here's a look at the least goals allowed in the NHL. The Rangers on top, only 115 against. Look at Florida and John Van Beesbrook, the former Ranger goalie. What a job they've done. The usual culprits, Buffalo and Chicago, in there as well. You got New Jersey in that group too, which is reflective of their improvement. Here's the Rangers on a turnover. Shot by Kyprios, blocked. Now Nemchinov centering it to the other side. Nemchinov in the crease. How didn't that go in? He had Irbe down and out, and somehow the puck went through the crease.
I think he aimed it. Instead of just sliding it and shooting it, he aimed it and missed it.
The bad news is another turnover by the Sharks in their own zone, something that seemingly they'd done away with after numerous situations in the first period. The second period, they weren't playing so poorly in their own end, but right there they coughed it up. Here's Tikkanen for the Rangers. Whitney plays it across the ice to an open spot. Zettler steps up and sends it into the Rangers zone. 17-12 to go, third period. 4-2, New York in front. Bob Airey gave it away in the neutral zone. Tony Amati takes a hit from Krupa as he sends it in. Rogers will just hammer it out. Victor's going to let this one go the length of the ice. This will be icing against San Jose. We pause. 4-2, Rangers lead on Sports Channel. 2 here at San Jose Arena as the Sharks trail the New York Rangers. This is also the place to be tomorrow night for NBA basketball. The Warriors take on the Detroit Pistons. The warm-up show at 7 and all the play-by-play at 7:30. Warriors and Pistons tomorrow on Sports Channel.
Well, here's some anxious moments in front of Arthur Zerbe. Here's that play by them. I just roll off the end of his stick there. Look at a couple of Rangers back of Arthur Zerbe there, and the puck just going off Nemchinov's stick there. Nemchinov's stick right at the end and right across the crease and wide of the Shark net.
Face-off in the San Jose zone. Draw comes back to Jay Wells. He'll try and scoot up the wing. Makarov cuts him off. Now he'll turn away. Makarov, nifty move to draw the puck back. And now hits Garpenlov at the blue line. Garpenlov looks for number 7. There's 7, Larionov. Look at all the blue sweaters around him. He peels away. Larionov in front. Garpenlov just too far gone for the shot. Rathje a shot, and that gave Richter some trouble as it kind of knuckled on the deflection. Rathje back for Garpenlov along the boards. Angels will get it to the blue line. Ozolinsh held it in a moment. Now Rathje gets it back. Sitting on the blue line as Garpenlov brings it in. Sharks just a stride away from making something happen. Here's Amati the other way, scores on the break. And the Rangers lead 5-2.
Boy, I'll tell you, Amati looked like he was in from almost the red line as Ozolinsh and Rathje back there. Garpenlov, Makarov, and Larionov all up the ice. They're going offense. They want to get a goal to pull within 1, but Ozolinsh and Rathje, look where they are. Sandis is way back. Rathje's caught out of position. Here's Amante. In fact, he's got Gilbert with him there. Pass it over to Gilbert instead. Just puts it up over the shoulder, right shoulder of Arthur Zerbe. Breakaway goal for the Rangers. Look, there's 2 of them, so I don't see a Shark jersey anywhere in sight. There's a shot by Amante. He just cleanly beats Arthur Zerbe. A little flurry there by the Sharks, but the Rangers right now take the life away from the Sharks with that goal.
Tony Amati gets the goal, his 11th. Assists on the goal, just 1, Jay Wells. And it comes at 3:50. 5-2 the score. 15:42 to go here in the third period. Here's Mark Messier. He has 2 of the Rangers' 5 goals. Boom to center ice. Here's Larmer. He has a goal. Norton trying to work it out. Adam Graves settles it on the boards. Tripped up by Ellick. Play goes on as the Sharks break out. The pass just wide of both Peterson and Falloon. Here's Messier on the left side with Larmer and Graves. They cross the blue line. Back for Graves in the high slot. His wrist shot over the net as Airey was pushed into Irbe. Here's Messier. Legal drop pass for Leach. He pays the price. Hit by Airey. Leach gets free. Shoots off the post. Brian Leach with a super play. Took the hit from Airey and with his strength just pulled away. Here's Jamie Baker. Has Goodrow with him. Baker held off by Boom and then gets checked into the end boards. Puck frozen there in the skates. Kerry Fraser right on top of the play, wants it to move. Here's Airy, tried to dump the backhand pass, didn't go. Norton losing it at center. Nemchinov almost had it. Krupa struggling to get back as Baker comes to center. Across the line. Baker stripped to the puck by Nemchinov. Here's Nemchinov now up the right side for Kovalev. Krupa last man back, takes out Kovalev nicely and able to get to the puck. Lasty Krupa up for Garpenlov. Garpenlov for Goodrow. Sharks are in the middle of a line change here. Nemchinov steals the loose puck at center ice, and the Rangers coming offside with 14:04 left in the third period here on Sports Channel. Crowd here as the Rangers leading the Sharks 5-2, and a great way to enjoy Sharks hockey is as a group. If you have 25 or more people together, part of a club or a company, maybe the corporation, just give the Sharks a call. 408-999-5765. They'll put a special group plan together for you. There's even discounts for certain games. A lot of fun to come with a lot of your friends to see Sharks hockey here at San Jose Arena.
Well, the traffic heavy in front of Artur Zerbe. You're going to see Bob Airy and Jay Wells getting tangled up in front of the Shark goalkeeper there, and there are three guys going down. Irbe takes the brunt of that, gets pushed back into the net by a couple of players.
This is Igor Larionov. Sergei Nemchinov right after that break back out there again. He's getting lots of ice from Mike Keenan here in the third period. He and Kovalev as Kovalev mugs Makarov. Now Makarov coming out of the zone with it. Sergei up for Garpenlov. Back for Makarov. He'll have to peel away to control this. Now Ozolinsh tries to put a move on Kyprios. In front for Garpenlov, and Richter Sharp kicks it away. Alexei Kovalev to center. Taken back by Makarov, up for Larionov at the blue line, but this will go through to Richter, and the Sharks change up.
That magic of Larionov, Makarov, and Garpenlov just not there tonight. Step behind and not making things happen.
Here's Amani scoring, and it's 6-2. Just like that, the Rangers come right back again.
Tony Amani, second goal of the period. Give and go, going for the net. Sandis Ozolinsh was out there a long time, tired, unable to make the play defensively. Watch how the Rangers able to break out of their own zone. We talk about their transition and how good they do it. One pass, two pass. Amani going for the net. He just fights past Jeff Norton, gets the puck around Artur Zerbe, slides it into the net for his second goal of this period. Tony Amani.
Chicken and Lowe get the assist. Amani's 12th of the season. Time of the goal, 6:53. So it's 6-2 New York. Todd Ellick threw a check at the end boards, and a delayed penalty coming up to the Sharks. It may be against Ellick. He may have gotten the elbow up a little high. Here come the Rangers with an extra skater on now with Richter out. Gilbert looking for Messier. That was tipped by Peterson. That brings the whistle, and now the penalty coming up, as it will be against the Sharks. That's for sure. It's a question now of who's going to get it.
You just look and see which gate is open, and the Sharks gate is open. And
it is Ellick.
It's going to be Todd Ellick.
Looks like interference is the call.
Yeah. Frustration obviously setting in here. Nothing's working for the Sharks tonight. 12:40 to go in regulation. This is where, you know, you judge what kind of a team you have. You're down, make it tough for the Rangers. This is we're going to see whether the Sharks are going to say, okay, maybe we don't have a chance of doing something as far as the scoreboard is concerned, but let's give these guys a little bit of a message that this is the arena. Maybe they're going to win this hockey game, but let's see if we win some of these battles the rest of the way. We'll see if that happens with the Sharks.
Rangers' fourth power play. They get it out to Brian Leetch. In front, tip just wide. Larmer and Graves both with their blades on the ice, trying to get a piece of that. Leetch turns away from Duchesne. And now Brian Leetch back at center. Here's Messier. Through the legs, pass for Zubov. Back to Larmer. Here's Zubov again. On the wrister into the corner. Smolik trying to clear it. Gets it a few feet up the wing. Now Leetch over to the other side for Zubov. Zubov with 3 assists. In front, got it to Larmer, and Graves scores. Adam Graves underneath Artur Zerbe. Power play goal for New York. and it's 7-2.
That's goal number 30 on the year for Adam Graves. Defenseman right next to him. Got to take the man out. Tom Peterson there, but Adam Graves just fights him off. Wants that puck. Gets it. Watch the play right there. Adam Graves right there next to Tom Peterson. Peterson just doesn't know what's going on, looking around. Graves just jumps on that loose puck with 5 feet in front, just slides a quick snapshot in and around Artur Zerbe, and a power play goal for the Rangers.
Larmer and Zubov assist on Graves' 30th on the power play at 8:03. Zubov with 4 assists for the Rangers. He's their team leader in assists. So it's 7-2 now, and the Sharks are getting blown out. Here's Krupa. Ahead for Whitney, who started up the ice without the puck and stepped on it. Rangers with 3 unanswered goals in this third period, 2 by Amati. And that last one by Adam Graves. Check at the blue line, upends Bob Airy as Blasty Krupa feeds Jeff Odgers. Odgers flips it into the corner. Airy will chase after it as Richard comes out of his crease. Airy gives him a little bump behind the net, but the Rangers clear the zone. Here's Sandis Ozolinsh now for the Sharks. To Odgers. Odgers plays it right into Ed Olczyk. Rafchi back there helping to support Odgers. Clears the zone, but the Rangers send it right back in again. New York relentless tonight. Here's Ozolinsh on a break with Larionov, and Richter saves it. Igor Larionov needed only to flip that puck over Mike Richter. He tried to go underneath him, and Richter comes up with a big stop.
Well, you got to be quick when you're a goalkeeper, and you got Igor Larionov, who knows what to do in a situation like this. Good play by Sandis Ozolinsh. Look how he flips it out. See, the puck just got into the skates of Igor Larionov, and I think when he got it up to his stick, by that time Richter had slid across, so Larionov, I don't think, really got a chance to get all of that one. Look right there. He did get a piece of it at the end, but look at that great siding save there by Richter. We got a goalie change for the Sharks. Zerbe has come out, and Jimmy Waite's going to get some work time here.
Well, Kevin Constantine today talked about this possibility if Zerbe starts to get fatigued and starts to suffer from too much work. He's going to go to Jimmy Waite, and Waite makes an appearance now here in the third period with this one out of reach. Here's some quick numbers on Waite. 10 appearances, 2 and 5 on the year, and we have a penalty coming up right as we're underway, and it's going to be against the Sharks as the Rangers have Richter out of the net.
I think Igor Larionov's going to be the guy. It happened right from the face-off. He got his stick up in the Ranger player's face accidentally.
Messier over to Leach. Rangers go for the home run at center ice, but it's touched up by Ozolinsh. That might have been an act of mercy more than anything else. Power play for New York when we come back. Igor Larionov, rarely in the penalty box, is tonight. 9:38 time of the high sticking penalty. It came off the face-off, so the Sharks are shorthanded again, and Artur Zerbe is over on the bench. Had a splendid performance in the All-Star game and had a great run right before the All-Star game for the Sharks. 3 straight wins, but he's done for the night. 7 goals against.
He could put him back in. They want. It's happened before, but I think that's a good move by Kevin Constantine. The game's out of hand. Get him out. Put Jimmy Waite. Hasn't played much. Let him get some work in here.
Jimmy Waite's first work since the Team USA game. That was a couple of weeks ago. There's Jimmy, former Chicago Blackhawk, former first-round draft pick. Still waiting for his new goalie mask. I tell you,
when he ordered that back in September.
This guy's fertile.
I know the mail's bad, but that's ridiculous.
Brian Leach back in his own zone now as the Rangers are toying. Here's Adam Graves on a breakaway, but there's a whistle. They blew it offside. Boy, I don't know. That was awfully close.
Well, they're going to call that a 2-line pass.
You're right.
That the Ranger player was inside the blue line when he passed it, and Adam Graves was over the red line when he received it. And that is a 2-lane pass. Here's Leach. He's back of the blue line. Look where his feet are. Back of the blue line. Now you're going to see, well, close. Now you're going to see where Graves takes it. He takes it over the red line.
I don't know. Looked like a pretty good play to me.
Well, that's what the linesmen get paid for, to call the close ones.
I guess. Don't have the advantage of replay as we do. Messier down the left side, gets past Zettler. Now looks to the slot. Had a man there. Zubov cutting in from the blue line. Now Larmer feeds it in front, and that's knocked away from Adam Graves as Messier retreats to center. Rangers on a power play for another 20. just like a workout for them. They lead 7-2.
Rangers just freewheeling, passing, and all the Sharks doing in this hockey game is the chasing.
Messier again has so many options. Goes to Larmer, who's hauled down in the slot. Now Ozolinsh feeds it. Zubov knocks it down with his glove. And now both teams change up with 9:15 left in the third period. Well, this will be the Sharks' worst defeat since the Detroit blowout a couple of weeks ago. But before that, you have to go back quite a way to find a game where they gave up as many as 7. Way back on December 19th against Quebec. And they lost 7-5. Here's Esa Tikkanen. He just dumps it in as Nemchinov picks it up. Tikkanen in the corner, battling with Tom Peterson. It comes out to Duchesne. They'll just dump it up to center ice. Here's Smolek. Baker feeds it right to Leach. Now Tikkanen, only man in the zone. Leach follows up though. Up the middle. Zubov stick handling, feeds it to Amati, who's one shot away from the hat trick. His pass broken up by Peterson. And the Sharks will send it down, and that'll kill the penalty to Igor Larionov.
You can see the jump that the Rangers got. Sharks are breaking up the plays instead of trying something offensively when they're shorthanded. They're just dumping it out and can't wait to get off the ice.
This is called a game that is history. And the Sharks are just trying to not give up anymore. Here's a breakaway, or 2-on-1 rather. Falloon, a shot, he scores!
Now it's goal number 15 for Pat Falloon. When you skate, things happen. Jeff Norton out pass to Todd Ellick. See how he skates, draws people towards him. Pat Falloon stays wide, takes a good pass from Todd Ellick and is able to slide it through the legs of Mike Richter. But look at Ellick skating, draws a Ranger to him. Falloon stays wide, gets that puck, lets a quick shot go. Not that hard, just gets it away real quick and puts it past Mike Richter for the third Shark goal of this game.
7-3 now as Falloon gets his 15th from Ellick and Norton at the 12-minute mark. Well, they check that and give it to Ozolinsh instead of Norton. Here's Lowe up to center ice, and that'll be taken away by Smolek. Whitney can't control the pass at the blue line, and Kevin Lowe will chase back into his own zone for the New York Rangers. Well, all that last goal did was messed up Mike Richter's goals against average a little bit. There's a trip by the Sharks, and it's Todd Ellick upending Zubov, and the Rangers are going to get another power play. Here's a shot saved by Urbe. Tikkanen on the rebound, fires it toward the net, rather Waite. Jimmy in there now, of course, and the whistle blows with another power play coming up for the New York Rangers.
Zubov carrying that puck, Randy, and did a little dipsy doodle there, and Todd Ellick just pulled him down with his stick, and Kerry Fraser gets the penalty call on Todd Ellick. But look at Zubov. See, these guys, maybe everybody wants to fill their hats. He's already got a handful of assists. Look at that deke he throws. Ellick going one way, Zubov goes the other, and there's Ellick saying, hey, I didn't do anything, but he goes to the penalty box for his second penalty of this period.
Well, you can see the slow burn over on the Sharks bench. Kevin Constantine has already started thinking about the next game, I think, because this one was probably out of hand at the end of the first period, although down by only 2. You sense that the New York Rangers were on a mission here tonight, although their whole season has been a mission so far. Richter fires it around to Brian Leach. Zettler will send it right back in again. Now it's Messier. And now Messier tied up as Ratchie picks it up in the corner. He and Messier bang a little as it comes around the point for Zubov. He miscontrols for a moment, and it's fired up to the blue line, hops up onto the Sharks bench, and that'll stop play with 6:34 left. And there is one of the stars of this star-studded Ranger lineup, Sergei Zubov from Moscow. What a draft pick he was. 6th round back in '90. 4 assists tonight. Leads the team in assists. And this guy played last year in the American Hockey League and spent a bit of time with the Rangers, and he is full-time NHL now, no question about it.
You wonder how he waited so long. He wasn't drafted till the 6th round.
Zubov only 23. Represents a little bit of youth for the Rangers because this is a veteran New York team. Zubov feeding across for Messier. They're just playing keep away. Zubov fires it for Leach. Behind the net, tried to bank it for Larmer. Now Messier goes to the slot. Leach moved there instinctively. Ozolinsh broke up the play.
No.
Now Zubov on his opposite point. Messier back to number 21. Boy, they whip the puck around, don't they? Leach's shot into the crowd. Swinging at it is Larmer. Puck goes to the far boards. Leach holds it in. Drives it on the backhand. Here's Graves. Looks to the slot. Just tipped by Larionov away from Zubov.
Knocking off valuable time on that block.
Messier controlling the puck. Leach into the crease and they score. Larmer. And it's 8-3.
Well, how long did they have possession of that puck? It seemed like 20-30 seconds just passing it around until one of the Sharks was going to move out of position. I think the Sharks defenders got dizzy from watching this puck go round
dizzy.
and round. Look at Messier. He's just freewheeling, nobody near him. Look, nobody 3-4 feet of him, and finally Brian Leach, defenseman, in deep. See Steve Larmer over to the left of Jimmy Wade, and that's what happens when you're up by 5 goals. Winners laugh and tell jokes, and a couple of happy Rangers there. Steve Larmer, Graves, Leach, Messier, they're all the big guys combined for this Ranger win here tonight.
Well, the Rangers just equaled their highest total against the Sharks in 2.5 seasons. On March 19th of last year at Madison Square, they beat the Sharks 8-1. The margin of victory isn't as wide, but the goals against is the same. Here's Tony Amati. Rangers want more. They're not satisfied with just 8. Gilbert after it, but Jamie Baker will get to it ahead of him. Tries to clear it, then on second effort does, out to center ice. Down to 4:50 left in regulation now. The Rangers have rattled off 5 goals in this third period.
Kind of a game where you're a Shark, you just can't wait to get this thing over with, shower, and get out of the building as quickly as you can.
Here's Todd Ellick. He's stripped of the puck by Nemchina. Now Nemchina from behind his own net comes up the ice to Kyprios. Back to Nemchina. Drops it for Kyprios in the face-off circle. Shot kicked aside by Wade. Here's Leach. Looks back to the slot. This one too high. Kept in at the point. Now here's Leach. He can't control it, and the Sharks come out. Balloon down the right side has Whitney on the trailer. So is Ellick. Over to Whitney. Back to Ellick. And Richter made the stop. Back in front again. Whitney a shot, and Richter another save. As the Sharks get some chances, but can't score. Richter's not going to see his goals against take another beating if he can help. But 25 saves for the Rangers goalie, and he made a couple right here.
Well, here's Whitney, Falloon, and Ellick are on this particular line here. Wade Whitney gets the puck. One pass over to Ellick and just missed it, and then the puck comes sliding back over to Ray Whitney, and he lets a quick shot go along the ice, and Richter comes up with a save on that one. Here's the pass. Whitney has it. Gives it give and go over to Ellick, and I think that just came off Ellick's stick at the last moment. Whitney just moves back in front of the net. Look at that shot right along the ice, and Richter right in the middle of the net goes down and comes up with the save.
Off the face-off, it comes back to Ozolinsh at the point. He fakes the shot, fools Krupa with the pass, but he controls and gets to Makarov. His backhand feed, Krupa moving forward with it. Now it's loose and cleared back to the point. Makarov in the circle. Shot, Richter save. Karpenloff. Farmer will get to it on the far side and gets a piece of Krupa too. 3:22 left in the third. I would suspect Richter would appreciate a little more defensive support back in his end right now, too, as the Rangers are sending everybody forward, trying to fatten up the stats, and he may have expressed that in that last break. Hey, give me a break back here.
When you're up by a score of 8-3 and you're the team that has 8, you're not really thinking defense. Right.
Makarov leaves it at the point for Ozolinsh. He'll move in to Larionov. Hit the stick of number 25 for the Rangers, Karpovtsev.
Haven't heard his name called too often tonight.
Only a couple of shifts. Tom Peterson just wide as Richter had it measured. Baker, that one a lot closer as it just whistled wide of the post. Now Hudson dumps it into the slot, but Airy getting back will intercept for the Sharks. 8-3. The New York Rangers leading here at San Jose Arena in their first appearance in the new arena, and it's a memorable one for them. Here's Goodrow on the slap shot, kicked out by Richter. Airy on the rebound, shoots it at the net, but it had been knocked off the pegs. And the whistle blows.
Yeah, Baker is the one who went crashing into the net.
That would have been another no goal.
Well, no, and once the net goes off, immediately the play is dead, but Sharks doing some skating here. Look at Goodrow shoot the puck. Baker's going for the net. He's just brought down by Zubov right there, and actually it's Joey Kosar doing the play on Baker, knocking him into the net upstairs. Good save, kick save, right leg Richter, and come the players compiling in. Net comes off. Stoppage of play because the Ranger player pushed the Shark player into the net. Faceoff stays inside the Ranger zone.
See the frustration from Jamie Baker. And this is a frustrated Sharks team tonight. They've met the best, and they came up a good bit short. Here's Molek. Tikkanen doggedly pursuing. This guy doesn't give up. Rafchi to center. Almost lost it to Tikkanen, but Smolek's back. That's the time left in the game. Todd Elliott gives it up on the far boards. Rangers content now to just dump it in as Greg Gilbert fires it in. And this one down to a minute and a half. And the Sharks can start thinking about their road trip. Here's Nemchinov. Wake got a piece of that, as Rafchi will pick it up in his own zone. Sharks leave tomorrow for Miami. They'll play there on Friday. There will be no TV from Miami. Radio only. Krupa mixing it up a little bit on the near boards with Kyprios. And the Rangers just sending it up the ice now as Kovalev in a race with Krupa. Waite comes way out of the net. Jay Wells thought he had a shot at an open net from just across center, but he didn't. Waite got back. Now Krupa gives it away. A chance for Kyprios on the Nemchinov feed. No good. Now Garpenlov with a man to beat. Jay Wells back there, and he effectively rides Garpenlov off the puck.
It's all by himself. Garpenlov won by himself. He got 2 or 3 Rangers back there. You're not going to get much accomplished that way.
Here's Makarov. Ozolinsh as it comes around behind the net again to Garpenlov. Now Zubov, who's been among the stars for the Rangers. You can pick any one of 3 or 4 or 5 players for New York and say he was player of the game.
A couple of Sharks had efforts tonight. I thought Odgers played a strong game, and also Todd Elliott.
Amati crossing the blue line with time expired. As the horn sounds, this one is over, and the Sharks are glad because it was a night that belonged to New York. Mike Richter and the Rangers put on a show here in their first appearance at San Jose Arena, and it's a good thing it's their only trip here this year because they were clinical at times.
Yeah, their main guys, the Zubovs, the Graves, the Messiers, the Brian Leetch, the Mike Richters, just outstanding games for the Rangers.
Here's third period summary. Odgers on the power play from Airy, 31 seconds in, made it 4-2, but the Rangers got that back. Tony Amati is first of 2 from Wells at 3:50, then right back at you. Tony Amati at 6:53, Tikkanen and low. It was 6-2. The route was on. Graves made it 7-2 on a power play. Larmer, and there's that Zubov guy again at 8:03. Cat Falloon got his team leading 15th at 12 minutes from Ellick and Norton, but Larmer got that one back as well. Messier and Leach helped him out at 14:34 on the power play, and that's the way it ended up, with the New York Rangers defeating the San Jose Sharks convincingly in front of this sellout crowd by a final score of 8-3. And tonight's Sharks game was brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, who reminds you friends know when to say when. By the Discover card, it pays to discover. By Gillette Sensor and the new Gillette series. Gillette, the best a man can get. And by Payne Weber. We believe our most important investment is an investment in relationships. Coming up, our post-game report as the Rangers reign in San Jose. We'll be back.
You're watching Sports Channel, produced in cooperation with News Center 4, exclusively for Sports Channel subscribers. Brought to you by Rochester Big and Tall.
Hello, I'm Annalisa Frasca, News Center 4. The jurors in the Lyle Menendez trial are saying that they cannot agree on a verdict. The judge has ordered them to keep on trying. But chances are that Lyle Menendez, like his brother Eric, will have to be tried again in the killing of their parents. One juror told the judge today some panelists seem not to understand the law. But the foreman said even if the law was clarified, it wouldn't make any difference. 900 people started new jobs in Pittsburgh today when a new manufacturing plant opened. For the first time in nearly a decade, a U.S. plant will manufacture rail cars. Governor Pete Wilson says the Morrison-Knudsen plant will pump $800 million into the California economy. We'll have more for you later on Sports Channel.
This Sports Channel news brief.
A sellout crowd saw a tremendous performance from the #1 team in hockey. The New York Rangers defeated the San Jose Sharks tonight here on Sports Channel by a final of 8-3. Randy Hahn along with Pete Stemkowski. Pete, your old team, the Rangers, never looked so good.
Well, they look good, and they after the first 5 minutes when they took those penalties, they got their skating legs. They were making things happen, and the Sharks really just stood around and watched, and they were not involved in this hockey game at all, and it cost them in a big way against the Rangers here tonight.
All right, put 4 or 5 Ranger names in a hat, pull one out. That could have been your player of the game. But our Budweiser player of the game tonight is the New York Rangers captain, center Mark Messier. Budweiser is proud to be your Bud. Let's go downstairs and join Mark with Steve Paulson.
Okay, Randy, thank you very much. And yes, the New York Rangers have bragging rights as the best team in the National Hockey League, and tonight a good exhibition of hockey, at least on the Rangers' part. Joining us, center and captain Mark Messier. You come out here, first game after the All-Star break, and also it's a long road trip. What was the message from Mike Keenan this morning at practice?
Well, I think we did ourselves a favor by coming a day early. We came in here, practice at home Sunday, came here, and got at least a little bit used to the time change. But, I think the 5 days off gave everybody a good rest. We had a pretty good schedule in January. I think our team was really well rested. We're pretty healthy, and we used the 5 days off as to our advantage, and we came here, we felt real fresh.
Well, you certainly look fresh in the first period here. You fall behind 1-0, but then you come back here on your first goal here.
Just a good outlet pass here by both guys, and got myself down the wing, and had lots of room to the net, and didn't quite know what I was going to do till the end. But
you have a wonderful trait here that you see in some of the elite players, and that's patience. Did you teach that yourself, or is that something you had to learn? Here's your second goal here. We'll get back to that in a second.
Well, I think this one here, Leach just made the play here. He drew everybody to him, and got me behind everybody again, and was able to put it over everybody. But I think that, just by watching the great players that have played in the past and playing with the great players, that if you keep your eyes and ears open, you can learn a lot.
Now, that second goal was a power play goal. You tied for third in the National Hockey League for the best power play as a team, but I'm surprised that you guys aren't #1. You have a lot of firepower with the addition of Steve Larmer.
Well, I think we have been pretty well first overall for the most part. We've slipped over the last 10 games a little bit, but I think power plays and penalty killings kind of goes in streaks, and we hadn't been hot coming into tonight's game, but I think we got back on track tonight.
What's the difference this year between this year and last year?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, how about for yourself? Besides injury free, do you feel like you're healthy and that's the key for you?
Well, definitely being healthy is the key, no doubt about it. Last year we had a lot of, not only myself, but a lot of injuries from our starting players. But I think that with the addition of the new players we've got, I think we've got 6 or 7 different players from last year. Keenan's come in and just done an incredible job, and and he's sold us on his philosophy, and I think that the guys have responded, and here we are.
It showed tonight.
Thank you.
New York Rangers, Mark Messier, our Budweiser Player of the Game, with his 14th and 15th goals of the season. Final score from San Jose Arena, it's the New York Rangers over the San Jose Sharks, 8-3.
Sharks lose by 5 but outshoot the Rangers? How did that happen? Quality, not quantity. 3 power play goals for New York, 16 power play shots for the Sharks. That was part of their undoing. They couldn't capitalize enough, although they did get 2. Face-offs pretty even, and penalty minutes as well. Pete, the Rangers have chemistry, no question about it, and it seems that the cherry on top of the cake is Mike Keenan. He's got this team on all cylinders right now.
Well, they believe in what he says, and they are. Everything's going well for them right from the goal up. Rangers were prepared to play this hockey game tonight. The Sharks were not, and we don't have to expound on all the things the Sharks didn't do tonight. I'm sure that Coach Constantine is pointing all those things out to his team right now. Bad game, got it out of their system. Nobody was skating. Couple of guys, maybe Airy, Odgers, and Ellick played a gutsy game for the Sharks, but they just weren't involved in this hockey game. And when you play down against a team like the New York Rangers, you're not going to have much success. And that's the reason for the 8-3 hockey score in this game here tonight.
All right, Pete and I are out of here to pack our knapsacks. We're on the road for a couple of weeks with the Sharks. We'll be joining you again on the road, but for now, that's going to do it tonight as the New York Rangers put on a show here at San Jose Arena, defeating the Sharks 8-3. For Pete Stamkowski, I'm Randy Hahn. Good night.